Feel incredible!
It's not a cartoon. It's anime.
Couldn't hear it. That's my meme.
I just saw Cam playing in mid-talk, and we're just already having a
Getting
conversation.
getting out of here. Rob was just like, Brennan. I'm like,
I went up there timing. I was just like,
Yo, I had like 20% breath, and I went all with it.
I saw Rob take a deep breath. I was like, it's about to go down.
Yeah, this is it. Oh my God.
Welcome to another episode of Animeshun. Yeah, packed house, baby. Full squad in the fucking building. 4 for 4 Wendy's burgers, baby. We in this
Wendy's
bitch.
burgers?
You know what I'm saying? 4 for 4 patty. The
I know
4x4. In and out, right? No? That's what we are. We're stacked on
Yeah.
top of each other. Pause. Nothing? Okay. All right.
Wendy's burgers coming soon.
I don't even know how to reply to that.
5 for 5.
Hey, you ever had Wendy's burgers?
Myself, man. Ice. Rob's in the building. Brennan is also in the building.
Bitch ass Brennan.
Thank
His
you.
middle
Ice.
name's Ho. And we got a very
Thank you,
special
Keenan.
guest. Y'all see him in the chat. He's always in the IG chats and all the chats with us. He be always commenting on stuff, man. Our boy Keith Poley is in the building. Keith with an F. I say it with an F. Give it up for Keith, y'all, man. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Keith,
Appreciate
welcome,
y'all.
man.
Thank you
Stop
for being
it,
here.
Shout out
man.
to Cameron's here too. You know what I'm saying? Can't forget
Killer
that.
Cam.
What's up,
Killer
Cam?
Cam.
Killer Cam on the
Killer Cam
Cam.
gonna, you know, he gonna show up and shout on the Bleach episodes, and that's what we were gonna be reviewing on
Yes,
today on
sir.
these episodes. But yeah, man, join that Patreon, patreon.com/animeshun, SHUN. Get those numbers up, man. We haven't set a new milestone yet, but we're going to set a milestone at some point. Did we have a milestone in mind?
No,
No,
we
we
did
did
get some
not.
ideas. Some people have been sending in some messages. We can talk about that after the show. But
Okay.
yeah, no, we got to figure something else out.
Ice cuts his hair.
Yeah, fucking right.
I don't know
Man.
I
about
would go. I would go for that. That wasn't his novelty in a sense, right?
That wouldn't, there no amount that ever.
No.
Ice wears pants.
Oh, I would appreciate that.
There's no amount of money that can make me wear pants.
I wore pants the other day. That's funny.
I've seen guys wear pants before. All right, man. So yeah, you know what we do on here. We
I was
just do
gonna
our
say
one
something,
offs.
but that sounds weird.
Yeah, that's super plausible. I already know this.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna be reviewing Bleach and Chainsaw Man episodes 7 through 8 on both of these, man. But we got our special guest Keith, man. Anybody? Let's talk about your experiences in LA. You went to LA Comic-Con, right?
Yes, I did.
Man. So yeah, how was it, man? How we didn't get a chance to go. I mean, I think you went, right?
Yeah, for one
Ice
day,
Ice
yeah.
also went for one day. Whose pass did you go on?
What?
Whose pass?
Hey man, mine. What you mean?
Oh, you had a pass. Why you didn't tell nobody you had a pass?
Because it came last minute.
I was gonna say last week you were just like, I'm done with.
I'm
cons
done
forever.
I'm done
No,
going.
I was just asking, like,
No,
oh,
yeah, no, I
yeah,
didn't
no.
know he
I
was
got.
going at all.
It was just like a last minute thing.
Yeah,
and I
he
was
hit me
like,
up.
fuck
Where
it.
you at? I was like, I'm at Keon's. Like, I left.
it was an industry pass too.
Yeah.
Oh, how'd you pull that off?
Hey
I know
man,
he's going.
what's up with the question?
Because it's the animation. Like it's the
Because
squad.
nobody, we all decided we weren't going.
Nah, man.
And I got a last minute text like, "Hey, pull up for this," and I'm like, "All right," and I just went for like 2 seconds, and then I left.
Okay.
No, all right.
There's nowhere. I mean, yeah,
It's-
we talking about Keith right now.
Yeah,
man.
it's bigger this
I ain't got
year,
nothing to do with this.
Last time I was on this podcast, I was doing LA Comic Con.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I was in LA and I was like, they was like, hey y'all, we can do. And we did Demon Slayer at that time. And then this year they expanded it, so it wasn't just like in the hall. It was like like the main hall and then the South Hall too. And
Okay.
the South Hall was just like mostly anime stuff,
Oh wow.
Oh,
All right.
which is pretty dope. And then while I was there, I got y'all something.
Oh,
man.
man. I ain't gonna lie, I
man.
be liking gifts.
I like
man.
black
That's
backpacks,
my
man.
that's my
So
form.
nice.
What's it? Love
Love
language?
language?
Yeah, that's
That's
my
what-
love
yeah,
language. Give
yeah.
me gifts, bitch.
All right. So
Man, he just pulled out like the big old clown bag though.
Did
Did you see how big the bag is in that
It's,
little
it's,
tiny
definitely,
bag?
it's definitely a Costco trash
might
bag.
be
that
a
he put in
little
there.
big. I don't know your sizes, but this is for Rob.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
that's dope.
Thank you, man.
Is that Spike Spiegel?
Yeah, we got Spike.
My man Ice.
Oh my man. Oh, that's hard. My boy. Itachi.
Brennan.
Oh, why thank you. Hey, Tanjiro.
Who? What?
Tanja
Hey,
Fine.
with you, so I just got you
Check
like
that
the
out.
strongest
That's a good
food I
one, Rob.
could.
There
So
we
you
go.
got Gojo.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, that's lit, bro. I appreciate
That's
this. This
awesome,
is
man. Thank you
amazing.
very much.
My boy Itachi out here.
We'll have this on next
Yeah,
week.
Fuck yeah, that's facts.
Oh, the Gojo
Appreciate it.
one,
Shout out to
that's dope.
Keith, man.
Gojo, get the hojos.
Did you get these at a specific like booth or something?
Yeah, there was like so It's
This
messed
looks
up because they
handmade.
had more, but they weren't on the table. Because what first caught my eye was that a Trunks one, and I was like, hey, Keenan's gonna like that. And then I called both of these dudes, and I hit you up. I was like, what is Rob's favorite anime characters? Like and I should have known because you talk about him all the time. He said Gohan.
I said
He
Team
emailed after
Gohan,
I was
yeah.
already
Definitely
gone.
Gohan.
Yeah.
But if you would have answered your phone, maybe I would have known that.
What did
I was being a father.
What did I tell you?
You told me because you told me Spike. You was
I love
know you like
Spike.
Well,
Spike's
Spike.
great.
I said I know he loves Cowboy Bebop a lot.
No, you told me Glasses dude on
From,
Jujutsu
yeah.
because they didn't have him
Oh,
either.
I do like him.
Yeah,
Listen, these
because
are all great choices.
Yeah.
There's
So I
no
was
wrong
like, yeah,
choice
Glasses
here.
dude from Georgia.
Majin Buu.
And then
Except Majin Buu. Not a fan.
and I was like, yeah, I was like, I know he rocks heavy with Cowboy Bebop, so anything Bebop should be good, as long as it's probably not the.
Oh, I love it.
dog
Did you
shit.
see the birthday gift we got, Keenan?
I didn't see the shirt, no.
It was too small.
But I know it's from
really
Mobs.
bums me
But I'm not
out.
gonna lie, I stand with Keenan. I dropped out of Mobs halfway season 2, and I
Hey,
picked it up.
hey,
You're wild.
I'm not
Picked it up.
alone.
I ain't picked it up.
You're missing out on the best
You
parts.
are not alone.
What's
Take it-
halfway? How many episodes?
I'm not like no more than 6.
We got like the same spot. I think we stopped at. We were just. I think I was just like, this shit is not good. And I was telling him we were talking about it yesterday. He was like around the same time.
What the?
That's my baby.
Oh, we was like,
Yeah, like there's a baby.
a random baby cry. We was like, yo. I was like, Brendan, you just leave your child outside. What's happening?
Damn.
He knew it too. He's like, "That's my baby."
That's my baby.
He immediately
know
got-
your
so I knew
baby.
immediately as soon as I heard it, I was like,
Yeah.
"That's not my baby."
Yeah.
No.
You know the cry.
Oh yeah, he has
know
a
the
very
Dialed into
distinct
the
cry.
frequency.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I definitely heard. You gotta see how quick though. I was like, "There's a baby." Oh, here we go. This is gonna be fun. All right, so moving on.
Yeah. So yeah, Comic Con was super dope. How was your experience with Comic Con? What'd you end up doing?
I mean, it was a lot less going on than fucking Anime Expo. I tell you that damn much.
Really?
Was it because of the day you went on, or was it because
I went on Saturday. That's the biggest day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't even close. Like it wasn't like they didn't even use up all of the convention center as they used maybe half of the convention
You said
center.
this wasn't as big as Anime Expo?
Not even close.
The Anime Expo was huge.
It was like
Yeah, it was
100,
crazy.
like 130,000 at Anime Expo, maybe 30,000
Oh yeah, no.
at the LA Comic Con.
Anime Expo was overly packed.
But the
And it
LA
was
Comic
packed.
Con isn't known
Yeah,
for being
San
that big.
Diego.
Yeah,
That's
San
I think
Diego.
it's just
Yeah.
that's
That's
the
true,
big
that's
dog.
true.
So I think that's what it is. And I felt even leading up to it, LA Comic Con was like a afterthought for most of the biggest cons and whatnot. But it was cool. Like I dressed up and stuff, and it was cool. I was Kakashi. I was just going around.
That's what's up.
People was taking pictures, which was cool. But like, just overall, it just wasn't. It was a lot more calm, and I appreciated that. Just being able to sit at a booth, look at a booth, see what the booth has, and then just keep going. Like, I think that within itself was really cool. But
That seems like. I mean, I'm kind of even curious. Why have a LA Comic Con if like San Diego is so driving distance, and then Anime Expo is right there?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
what happens beforehand? It's like
It
what
used
is
to be Stan Lee Comic Con
For LA? Oh, okay.
And I think truthfully, it's because San Diego is so exclusive. Like you have to get on a waiting list. Like you go online on a waiting list. And if they select your number,
Yeah.
then you can purchase tickets. Like I went twice. The first time I didn't get tickets. Second time I was able to do it, and then COVID hit, so I couldn't go. As far as like getting my tickets. So then the other cons, and also it's just like there's other cons all over, like Michigan Comic Con, and also like for people
Sure.
that can't get to San Diego. Or
Well,
can't
I
do these things, you know what
understand
I'm
those
saying?
cons
Like,
completely. I'm just saying having two in SoCal that close, because I even understand that there
because
was
they
like a
were
Bay
6,
Area one.
what are they, like 5-6 months apart? Because
Yeah.
Comic Con is in June.
June, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you
the
think
LA
about it, though, Comic Con is more than just anime. Like, and then,
Yeah.
and on the flip side
For
of
sure.
that,
Which-
Anime Con is strictly anime. So you have
For
people
sure.
that don't care about
Yeah.
the Marvel and the Star Wars and stuff like that. It's like, hey, we here for the anime,
Yeah.
and it's very more.
But you
specific
would
to
think
that
with
genre.
LA Comic Con being bigger that it would have a bigger crowd. But when it
I
was
think
just
so,
like
too.
there was so much room, everybody was just walking. Nobody was on top of each other. But at the same
Well,
time,
he wasn't there peak hours though either. You got there right after 5.
no,
Like,
I got there at 12. I was
You
there at
didn't
12
hit me up
o'clock.
till like 5.
Yeah, but I was there at 12. I
Also
was
wasn't
just
the best. It wasn't the best.
because I was with people, so I was trying to get stuff situated with them, and then I was all like, "Where's Keith?" And then that's when I hit you up.
It wasn't really the
It
best.
sounded like
weather
Ice
this
didn't want to be
weekend either,
bothered.
so that
It
kind of
sounded like Ice had a.
No, I just had, like I said, it was very quick. I went in, I got in, got out, and then I just went
Yeah, I
about my
spent
business.
a lot of time because I brought my baby, so
Yeah.
I was chasing her around. I didn't really do a whole lot on Saturday.
Yeah,
I was watching her, and then thank you.
It's crazy.
yeah, you're wild for that.
Oh,
wow, boy.
Superhero Keenan in the house.
Nah, I'm just.
Nah, man, do it, bro.
can't
You
get the
like,
beanie
yeah,
off.
hey,
I didn't get-
there's a
I
cape
didn't
under
get-
there.
I can't
didn't
get
get
the beanie off
COVID,
because
which
my-
was great.
I didn't shave my head, so the beanie ain't coming off. So I gotta take the jacket off.
You ain't shaved your head? You
Nah.
got hair up there?
It's
got
cul-de-sacing
the
right now.
bozo.
It's definitely
That
George
might-
Jefferson right now a little bit.
Can that be the
Ooh,
next
do
one then?
What?
You just got to rock the cul-de-sac?
Yo.
For the
The
other
next
next milestone.
150? You
I
got to
mean,
rock
for what? For an episode?
That's a good question. No, because
Right.
you remember Tony and them tried to get me to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they were gonna start a GoFundMe to make me have to not shave my head for a year.
Oh, that's sick.
That's
a
wild.
year
Nah,
is
that's
sick. Yeah,
wild.
that's sick. I never
Wild.
want to do that.
That's wild.
Yeah,
What was
it
the
was
was
just-
there a
have
number?
Maybe
business
a
to conduct
cul-de-sac
It was like
stuff
for
$50,000
that.
or something like
a
that.
series or something.
Yeah, because also too, like let's say if I book something or whatever the case may be, it's like I'm not doing that.
Oh
because
yeah,
of
of
that.
course.
It's like
of
that's
course.
crazy. But then
I
also
think there
too,
should be clauses in the contract.
but also too, it's like if I have to grow that out for however long, I think the issue would be is that if I do have to just even do a comedy show, I don't like doing comedy shows with like hats and beanies on all the time either.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, my hair kind of grows pretty fast. It'll be a cul-de-sac within a week or two. So if we got it, I can probably stall it out for a week. And I might even cut it for you a little bit more in the middle, so it looks
In the
very
middle.
cul-de-sac. Get it? I'll go get a haircut and be like, yo, line the cul-de-sac.
a little bit of, like that video of Tim Tebow and Swagoo. They was talking about on
Oh,
the
yeah.
the
Would they tell you
NCAA.
just
He was
leave the sides?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like, what you get, Bob? And then he was just like, he had that cul-de-sac on the top.
Yeah.
It was
Deion
like-
Sanders.
Leave the sides.
All right. Yeah. Because I know Deion Sanders and all those guys got the fake. They got their hair back.
Yeah.
Him and Brian Urlacher. They did
Yeah.
the
Brian Urlacher? That was a random person.
They got the hair restoration or whatever it's called.
I
yeah.
did not think you were going to say Brian Urlacher.
He was one of the first people to do it.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That's all in the heads. But yeah. All right, man. So yeah, thank you for that experience, Keith and Ice, about your LA Comic-Con experience. It seems like San Diego's is that much better then.
It's well, I've never been, but like I said, it's international. Like
Yeah.
San
Oh,
Diego's
yeah.
international Comic Con. Like that's I think I want to say it's what started it all off. You
Well,
know
yeah, I
what
mean,
Yeah.
I've been to it before, and like I said, when I told you when I went, it was overwhelming.
It's
it
crazy.
gave
More
me
overwhelming than Anime Expo?
no.
No,
It was
okay.
overwhelming because I didn't know what the fuck to do when I got there. I
Oh,
literally got
okay.
it was the same thing when she was like, I got to pass it the last minute, like day of, and like, yo, go down this day and do it. And I was just like, I don't even know what panels, what to go to. I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about it like that. And then Anime Expo with having the itinerary, saying what we want to do, it was still like this shit is
They
overwhelming.
was like, yeah, that
still.
sound good.
Yeah.
That helps.
that sound good.
I always have to go with a plan. Like, okay, what I want to do. Like,
Yeah,
I
we
got.
We tried.
Yeah,
It
we
just
got
yeah,
fucking
we still just
when you
like,
said 130,000 people.
yeah.
It's a lot.
That's that's more than damn near. I'm pretty sure any stadium, anywhere, any.
It's up there for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I have a checklist for every con I go to. I always get artwork. I always have to get a comic book.
Hmm.
I always get like a figurine or something like that.
Mhm.
And then I get a mystery box.
Oh, that's cool. I got a couple. So we went mystery box crazy. Keenan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
worth
like,
it, I think, too.
y'all gotta do
$40-some is
Yeah.
not bad.
As long as you know
Yeah.
something in there. Like sometimes my mystery box, I didn't know nothing. I didn't know anything that was in there. I'm like, mother, I gave my mama the shirt. I'm just like, here.
I just wear.
Yeah,
They
just
wear
wear
like specialized boxes.
Huh?
Like at Comic Con, they'll have like I got a Harry Potter box. You
Oh,
what I mean? 'Cause
okay.
We went in as Harry Potter family or whatever. They have like Mario box or Pokemon box or something like that. Like I seen some dope Charizard stuff.
That's
But I was
dope.
just like,
Pokemon box. A Mario box sound like that'd be trash.
Yeah, that Mario movie though. When I heard about a Mario movie, I was like, I don't care.
It
And I
looks
saw the
good to me.
I saw the
Yeah.
preview.
Yeah, it
I was
looked
like, it was
good.
in Wakanda Forever, and they had
Yeah.
the preview for Mario. I was
Yeah.
like, all right,
I'm just not a fan of Chris Pratt doing the voice.
The voice
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
How
Just
did
not-
the voice sound bad as you guys?
Not bad. It's just not Mario. Like I didn't think of Mario.
The
when
first
heard
time I
of
saw
it.
the trailer-
and he just sounded like Chris Pratt.
It sounded like whatever. The second time I watched the trailer, I was like, I'm not feeling this Chris Pratt
Yeah.
voice at
Oh,
all.
wow.
Yeah, it looked like visually, it looks great.
It's amazing.
I'm
else,
sure
the
kids will
comedy,
love it. I
Jack
think
Black
I'm, like,
as
hype
like
about it.
Bowser.
I like
amazing.
Bowser like being like as super powerful. Like
Yeah.
that for
Right.
me is like
Yeah.
you guys know I like a good villain.
Yes.
So it's like Bowser out here really just wrecking lives. I'm like, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think that was. And Jack Black sounded great.
Yeah, he does.
But he sounded like somebody else. Chris Pratt just.
I didn't
just
even
like
know that was Jack Black until y'all said it.
Star Lord
same.
as Mario.
Agreed.
He didn't even try to put no accent on it.
Nothing.
Oh,
Which I guess that kind of would have been blasphemous for him to do an Italian accent, but still.
exactly. But you're playing the character,
man.
You play
Somebody
the
that wasn't
do
Chris
it.
Pratt.
Commit.
That's what
Yeah.
we wanted.
You're playing a role. You
Should've
supposed
just
to
gone
commit
for
to
it.
that
I
role.
guess.
The voice is iconic. He even says "Let's a go."
Yeah.
He just says it like
yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah. That's
it's
just.
like,
Brennan could have
terrible.
been a voice actor.
You said what?
I would have rather had Brennan as a voice actor.
Oh.
Yeah. You could have done it, Brennan.
You could've
Thanks,
done it.
guys. I don't think I don't know. I don't see myself as that, but I'll go. I do it. You know, like,
You'll
I
collect
don't-
that check. Why not?
I listen to our podcast and I listen back to my voice, and I'm like, I truly don't understand how y'all do it.
I mean, that's anybody with their own voice, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like their own voice.
I
When they
don't.
listen
I'd be
back.
like, I'm just saying, we have like these meetings and the whole staff, and it's like I'm doing most of the talking. I'm like, y'all really serious?
Hey, listen to this guy.
You listen to this nerdy ass
There's
voice.
enough jokes in the meetings to
Yeah.
tide us over.
No, they
Damn,
do.
not
They,
that
yeah.
Cam
The team
chimed
comes for
in.
me.
That's true.
No, that is true, Brendan. Because I remember when I first got on the podcast and I would listen to myself, I'd be like, bro, it sounds like I don't want to fucking be there. And I was like, but then I started like, hey, you gotta like I'm on stage, I have to have that same type of energy and voice. So I'm like, bro, it sounds like I'm surprised Keenan hasn't called me like, hey, bro, what the fuck? Hey, man, I'm gonna have you get off the podcast because I don't appreciate that energy.
I would say from a listener, I never got that vibe. So
I think it's just us when you listen to your own voice. I mean,
Yeah.
it's normally what it is for most people. They hear their own self speak.
I hate
it's
hearing
like,
myself talk.
Yeah, but
Did
then
you hear my voice? Like, dang, Brennan sounds hella nerdy. Like,
Yeah.
no.
I don't-
I think
It's
you
more
said-
so what you
sound-
say than how
I'm
you
the
say
know
worst
it.
what?
person I
I'm
could
not
be saying that too.
I would. My wife, she'd be like, "Okay, who is this?" Like I would think she would agree.
That I have a nerdy voice?
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Possible.
But here's the thing. I don't think that's what's wrong with Brennan's voice though. Is being nerdy.
It's what he says.
Yeah,
and
I
how
mean,
he says it.
I was going to say that. I'm just saying in general, is like the reason
don't
why. I mean, but you're a nerd though, so I mean, it shouldn't matter. We're all nerds in our own
yeah.
right anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Oh no, for sure. I'm just saying, like, when when I think, when I listen to my voice,
you see, like this motherfucker's a nerd.
Yeah.
it's like for me, I'm like, I wouldn't listen to him.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If he was talking to me, I'm like, I wouldn't listen to him.
And that's why Brennan don't be on the podcast.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's
man,
just
yo,
like, man,
I'm
I'm
just
doing
doing
y'all a favor.
I'm suffering.
I'm doing y'all a
Brandon likes
favor.
to listen back.
Yeah,
and he's like, it's
that's
better
it.
without me.
Yeah.
Man, it sounds so much better without this.
When Brennan hears
I
himself, he
saved you
hears
guys
like the Keenan
46
Mock
times.
voice, like
Yeah, that's what he is. Like, oh, guys, I'm
Yeah.
Brennan here. Yeah, all right, guys.
Not that bad. Not that bad.
Nothing's wrong with it.
Or you hear the ice voice, you hear the greatest.
Why is your your voice always like partially having an orgasm? I'm always been curious about that.
Because
What-
it's funny.
Yeah, it's,
Okay,
just, it's,
got
just, yeah, it's literally for comic.
But even the
comedic
head
effect.
shake and everything, I'm just like, oh, he goes
He's
there
having
every
full-
time.
full body
It doesn't
action.
sound too much like somebody, so nobody gets offended, I feel like.
I think it's that too, and it's just like it's so over the top that it's meant to be ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it's meant to be.
Wait. When I first heard Brennan talk on podcast, I thought he was Akash Singh. Who's
Oh,
that?
he's from Flagrant 2 with Andrew Schultz.
Oh, I'm about to
Yeah,
look that up.
he's an Indian cat, funny comedian, very funny comedian.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, well, we are all nerds here. Let's get into this nerdy shit. We've been talking about stuff for a while. Let's get into
the
get
first
pushing.
poll out there. I think there's another ice poll. Which anime villain would you make the best? Will make the best protagonist? Ice. What do you have on these polls for us today?
The fuck that you sound like I'm a stripper. Best protagonist, man. We got a list of 6 very iconic and popular antagonists, villains out here. So of these 6, which one do you feel would be the best protagonist? So a couple things that went into this, things that, if you did the poll, I wanted you to consider was personality, backstory, powers, supporting cast, which means other villains, and then their antagonists would be originally the good guys. So with all of those, which one of these guys would be the best protagonist? First off, we got Aizen from Bleach, Madara from Naruto, Vicious from Cowboy Bebop, Doflamingo from One Piece, Akaza from Demon Slayer, and Shirigaki from My Hero Academia. So of these people, it was a battle. It was a really close battle all the way to the bitter end between Aizen and Madara eked it out by 4%, beating them out. So Madara was number 1, Aizen was number 2, and third was Shigaraki, and fourth was Akaza. Fourth was Doflamingo, fifth was Akaza, and then Vicious was dead last with 4%.
Vicious really didn't get no love. But
He
then,
didn't get no love.
even
But
Shigaraki.
which is always wild to me, which is why I even put him into the poll, because everybody be like, Bebop. Let me give some love for Bebop. So I'm like, all right, cool. And Vicious was probably one of the highlights of Bebop to me. So I threw him in there for love, but he was going against some juggernauts. I didn't see him winning this, but I thought he was going to get a little bit more love than this. And I thought the two people that I thought Akaza was going to get a little bit more love, but
Same.
And this is just villain across the board, best villain, or
no, this is best. Which one of these villains would make the best protagonist?
oh, I honestly think a vicious show would be very interesting, but because there's so little of him actually in the
Yeah.
show, so actually seeing his story would be interesting.
What do you guys think, Rob?
For me, it would be Akaza. I too
Yep.
was pretty surprised to see him down so low. I mean, I to be honest, like I haven't gotten to where Madara is on Naruto, and like Doflamingo, I can't say I know very well. But Akaza, like without getting too into the spoiler stuff, like he seems to me at least to be the most like an anime protagonist where he's just very focused on getting strong.
Yeah.
He wants to beat other strong demons, and
Yeah.
like he's very much like I want to see like how he climbed the ranks to get to be Upper Moon rank 3 or whatever. Because like I think to get there you have to beat other demons in a fight.
yeah,
So like how did he do that? And he's got that build out that, and he's got a crazy power set that like I'm not even sure we see all of. So like
Yeah, and then on top of that, I mean, he likes strength, like you said. It's like when he saw Rengoku, he's kind of like, I don't want to kill you, dog. Like I would love for you to like rock, so I can get stronger fighting you.
Yeah.
Like, if I made you a demon, you'll be a monster.
I like Akaza. He would probably be my choice out of these guys.
Keith?
Same. I think, and also when you think about all the factors compared to everybody else and who he's going up against, like demons versus like the Demon Slayers being the bad guys, I think would be really dope.
Yeah.
And then having
That
you
would
know,
be dope.
and then you have all his supporting cast being the other, which I don't even know about all the other Upper Moons and stuff like that, but to have them go against the demons, I mean, you kind of have the same.
And it'd be cool
They're
too
dogs.
because the
Yeah.
Upper Moons aren't friends. Like they don't be kicking
No.
it. So like they're kind of his allies, but at the same time they're not.
I don't even
Right.
know who's really his friend for real.
Rengoku.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Nobody.
But with him being a protagonist story, they'd probably write them as probably being closer and maybe switch that.
At
to
least
where
some
the
of them will
Demon
be at least
Slayers
cool with
are
him.
more standoffish with each other and stuff like that. But then,
Yeah.
and his personality, like even though he was a bad guy, like he was fun.
Yeah.
Still fun.
Like
Yep.
he was fun to watch. You know what I mean? So I'm like, as a protagonist, I think he was dope. And
You just
also-
talk like Keenan.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
talk
you see
fast.
that?
Bonjour,
You guys saw
Zoe.
that? Like, you just did it. You sounded just like Keenan right there.
It's the beanie.
That was
man.
amazing. Yeah, you
It's
put on the beanie. You just said there all the words.
We're both bald, man. That's what happened.
But also I think that just most of the demons in the show have like tragic backstories, and most anime MCs have a tragic backstory. So
Yeah.
just all that put together, I don't see how Akaza doesn't win.
And his backstory is.
And when you put them against the other two, like I feel like they're just too OP to be fun. Like it would be One Punch Man if Madara is a protagonist, or Aizen. Like One Punch Man is fun because of everybody else that's not One Punch Man, because nobody cares. When he steps to a fight, you know he's going to win. That's boring.
I
It's
think
mad
everything
boring.
I guess the point to Madara, I feel like Madara coming up to like alive Madara is his story with Senju and everything. I feel like that'd be cool. His inner battles that he had with the Chi and stuff, not to give away too much Naruto. I think that's a good story. I
Him
think
getting to the point that he got to.
Yeah, I think that is
Gotcha.
dope. And then, he had a rival. Like, Senju was a dog, too. So I think that fight between them two would be really good to see.
Brennan?
I have no comment. I'm sorry. Please continue without me.
Oh, damn. I wanted to see you with the
mean,
eyes and
yeah,
dog.
I figured-
I don't think, honestly, Aizen would make a good story because it's already been told. If you watch Bleach, you know everything Aizen's been doing for the past X amount of years. So, like, I already know the story. So watching a show with him as the main character would be like, I know what's going to
But
know
it's
what's
flip.
gonna
But it'd be
He'll be a protagonist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'd be
but
flipped.
I already know. I mean, are you saying like in a world that Bleach didn't exist and I'm rooting for Aizen? Because I would still be
Yes.
watching it with the same intentions.
You'd be rooting for Aizen. I guess the Iran cars would be the good guys.
I guess.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And
even
then-
them, he didn't even fuck with them because he was
Yeah.
still
No, 'cause
killing
he
them.
started out as a
ended up killing
captain.
them.
So the
You know what I'm
captain-
saying?
yeah,
So it's
so
like,
the-
I don't even know who the villains would
the
be. in this
captains would
story.
be the villains, technically.
I take,
he
you
was
know
a
what?
captain.
I have a counterpoint to that. I
Yeah.
actually think there would be something interesting about seeing Aizen's story and his ascension to becoming a captain, and how he
We
fooled.
kind of see a little bit of that.
We see a
though.
little bit of it, but think about it like this: like think about him as a regular person
Yeah.
training as a Shinigami. Think about him learning what his sword's power is, and then figuring out how to disguise what his sword's
and
power
his
is.
like quest for power or whatever.
Yeah,
where that
which
comes
is like
from.
when
Yeah.
he immediately realizes like my sword's power as the Shikai is more powerful than most of these motherfuckers Bankais.
Yeah.
So I have to convince everybody else that I have some other regular ass power, so I can ascend in a way that seems normal but still make it up to captain, and even trick everybody to believe that they've seen my Bankai and have to defeat one of the current captains without my actual Bankai. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like that would be interesting to see, like how he becomes a captain, and then how he gets out of Soul Society. That's what the show really. That's where the show really
Yeah.
starts.
That's the Brennan I want. That's it. There it is.
He was distracted.
That's
He was
it.
distracted when he came through.
No, you
That's
drew,
what a
you drew
great-
me in. You drew
That's
me
what
in.
a great
No,
director does.
No, I said
Gets
Cameron.
the-
Cameron did it.
Get the people.
Yeah, he got pictures like, what the fuck are you talking
I was like,
about?
Cameron.
Nah.
No, Cameron was just like, no, I got this, and I was like, actually, I agree with him until I didn't. You know.
Yeah.
What about you, Keenan?
I'm with Rob on this one. Akaza was like same thing with me. I was just like, yo, I would love to see, especially like knowing what we already know from the manga and stuff like that. Is just like I would love to see from his backstory, and because it's like it's weird. It's like he's not necessarily this bad demon for
Yeah.
real.
Yeah, he's not
Can I
bad.
say that? I
Yeah,
guess
he's
kinda.
not bad.
He's just like, yo,
You can even see that in the train.
He's
not
just like,
bad.
yo, bro, I'm just here to get, like you said, I'm here to get strong.
Yeah.
And
He's the Goku.
He's
I just
got
wanna
more
fight
on his
forever,
mind than a
yeah.
lot of the other
He's a
demons.
Goku
He can't
demon.
help that he's a demon. So
Right,
at the end
and
of the day, like I gotta kill
just-
people, but
Well,
you know.
yeah, and I think
Yeah.
he's even with that. It's kind of like I want to get the strong people. It's not like I just
Yeah.
want to go and fuck up a whole bunch of just weak humans and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
like, yo, it's like I want to fuck up the strong people.
Did,
and get
did
strong
they
people
send
kinda want.
Akaza there? I can't remember. Why
Yeah,
was he there?
Yeah, what's his name?
Muzan?
Muzan sent him over there.
To get Rengoku out of there? Or get
I think to
everybody,
get the
just
kid
to get,
with the earrings, which would have been Tanjiro.
yeah,
Yeah.
to get Tanjiro.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Because they knew he was.
He
was
knows
an-
about the earrings.
Yeah,
you know?
Right.
He can't. He went there to go get Nezuko.
So remember after that, he was just like, "Yo, did you fulfill what
But-
you need to fulfill?" He's just like, "Nah, I had to." Remember, he was all
Yeah.
kind of shaking or whatever. He was scared. Yeah, so that would be super dope to see him
But
kind of.
how did they know he was on the train? Because I guess Muzan
sleep
can see,
demon.
can see through all the demon ties. So, okay,
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
sense. That makes sense. Okay.
So I think too. I pick Akaza as well. I think Akaza, and that's why I picked Akaza and not Muzan, just because Akaza is number 3. He's not 2. He's not 1, and he's not Muzan. So there's levels for him to get to.
Yeah,
so I
not
think
there,
that
yeah.
was my biggest thing of like why I wanted him to. One, him getting up the ranks is cool, but I want to see what he gonna do about getting up to the top, or and does he have a plan to try to fight Muzan? I think that'd be a cool story of like something shifts, because to Keenan's point, he's not really a bad dude. It's something gonna shift in his mind to where it's like, man, I want to get Muzan up out of here for whatever reason, whether it's power, whether what he's doing, or whatever the case may be. I think at some point in the story, he could shift and be like, man, I'm going after Muzan, and kind of work his way up through that. Because you remember when, I don't know if this happened yet, but when it's not a spoiler for real, but when number 2 pulled up, he fucking punched his head off. Like he was
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here, like just to show his strength. And then number 2 is just like, hey man, chill out, bro.
Yeah.
Like stop that. Like
Number 2 is a dog.
he's a dog. That's one of probably
Is he
my
like
favorite.
a non-perverted Hisoka? That's just like, I just want to fucking fight the strong people that are out there.
Yeah, I would give
say
you
like
that.
Goku.
Kind of like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it.
So without giving like spoilers or whatever, like if you can answer this, then answer it. If you can't, then that's cool. But can they kill Muzan and like wouldn't all the
Yeah,
demons die?
that's a big spoiler.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can't talk about
yeah,
that.
you can't.
Can't
say
really,
That.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That ruins
Yeah.
everything.
There's gonna be a
You
lot of
got-
patience.
Yeah,
There's gonna
You
be
got
years
I
of
mean,
patience for you guys.
Demon Slayer's moving fast. I say 2026 maybe. At the
Depends on-
earliest.
If they're dropping movies
Yeah.
that correlates with it, then maybe a little earlier. But
Yeah.
if they
Yeah.
don't.
2026.
Let me ask this
Speed
a
up
different
things
way.
possible.
It's like, is this like a situation where like, if you kill the head vampire, all the other vampires die? You know what I'm saying? Like, or you can't.
Yeah.
Answer,
You
okay.
can't,
really
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
Can't
yeah.
answer that.
It's numbers for a
Look,
reason.
as somebody who hasn't read the manga, I would say that 100% yes.
That's what I think. That's
Well,
what
I'm saying,
I
like,
would
if you look at like what happened at the end of season 1, it's just like he gives you more of his blood, you become more powerful, which means, and he's the only one that can really create demons.
Yes.
So if that's the case,
If he
then
dies,
if he
demons die.
dies,
That's
then
my-
all his
that's my
blood.
thought.
Can't the other demons make other demons?
No.
No.
Yeah. Didn't Akaza offer that to?
He's gonna take him to
Yeah.
him.
So he was
Yeah.
gonna take him to.
Yeah.
him.
Yeah,
He
the only
make
one
him
that can
into
make
demons.
new
Oh,
demons
okay.
is
Which
Not even
Which
they have
even
the blood. What
thickens
about
the-
when they
that thickens-
found 6? When that dude found 6, they took him back to Muzan too.
Yeah.
When they was dying in the
Or
streets,
they,
and he
I think the
made
only way they
the
might be able to do it
sickle
is give him some of the blood that's in him.
Or they
That's
just
what I'm
take it.
thinking.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
If they
it.
have Muzan's blood, then
Yeah,
they would be
so-
Or they can just bring it with them, I guess. Like bring his blood with them.
Yeah.
just carry it just in case. Like,
But,
he's like,
yeah, I
hey,
don't
take
wanna-
those drops just in case you find.
But there, all I
some
would say
potential
is
demons.
there's numbers
Potions.
for a reason.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And
The people
Nezuko,
that are- the
all the
people
thing
that
that's crazy is that Nezuko, he was just like, you know what? You could be a demon, kill the rest of his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
just,
don't even know.
just know the numbers. They're dogs for a reason for their
Yeah.
numbers. That's all you
They
have
ain't
to
no
say.
slouches.
Let's jump into this these recaps. Let's go with Chainsaw Man first. Episodes 7 through 8. Chainsaw Man. Riggedy Rob.
Eyes on Rob.
Yes, sir. Right. We are picking up right where we left off. Denji's team watches as he pulls the ripcord on his chest and plunges down the elevator shaft to fight the Eternity Devil. His chainsaw is out. Denji starts ripping the devil to shreds, but the Eternity Devil starts fighting back and draining him of his blood. Power points out to the others that Denji will continue to get weaker this way and lose eventually. Seeing this, though, Himeno thinks back to when her old master and teacher and trainer told her that, the only devil hunters that live are the ones that are a little bit crazy. And she thinks that Aki is too cool, calm, and collected to actually kill the gun devil, but Denji might just actually stand a chance. So as Denji falls in the fight, she uses the ghost hand to pull his ripcord again and keep him going. Struck with inspiration, Denji realizes he can use the eternal supply of the devil's blood to refuel him, allowing him to continue fighting forever. This continues on for 3 days.
Man.
But eventually, the Eternity Devil surrenders, allowing Denji to kill him. Finally, the team emerges, and Denji celebrates by showing off his piece of the gun devil he found shortly before collapsing in exhaustion. Later, Himeno and Aki dig through the remains of the devil, gathering more shards of the gun devil, and Himeno says that, hey, we should all go out drinking, get to know each other a little better. Aki agrees and says they should invite Makima as well. 1, because he likes her. 2, because she's about to go on a business trip soon to get them more reinforcements to help against the recent devil surge that seems to be all about targeting Denji. All of Squad 4 gathers at a restaurant to share food and drinks and get to know each other. The rookies introduce themselves, and we find out that Denji's only 16, Arai has a contract with the Fox Devil like Aki, and that the other squad leader, Fushi, just recently lost his rookie on a mission, which sours the mood a bit. All the while, Himeno gets increasingly drunk and starts hitting on Denji. He's really excited about it until Makima shows up and he wonders how she'll react. But as she sits down, she's a cool customer, orders a drink and tells, hey, Aki tries to talk to her about work. She's like, I'm just here, I'd rather relax. Why don't we all just have a big old drinking contest? Cut to many drinks later. Makima is still very well composed, but a hammered Himeno finally makes good on her promise to kiss Denji. And the two start making out as Makima watches. It ends poorly, however, as a very drunk Himeno ends up throwing up in Denji's mouth.
Can you imagine that being your first kiss?
That's sick.
It's rough.
That's sick.
After Arai helps Denji puke out the vomit he swallowed, and the group is waiting for Denji outside. He did. Yeah, because Power points out, like, if it's in his mouth, he's going to swallow it. And he does.
He does. Yeah.
It's not long, though, until they all notice, hey, both Denji and Himeno have completely disappeared. And when Denji wakes up later, he finds he's in Himeno's bed, and she drunkenly asks him if he wants to have sex. He excitedly agrees, but as Himeno undresses him, she finds a lollipop in his jeans that Makima had given him to get the taste of vomit out of his mouth and console him with the promise of better future kisses. And it's enough to remind Denji that, he's saving himself for her, and he ends up just sleeping on the floor. The next morning, Himeno apologizes to Denji for how she acted, thanks him for using his better judgment, and she confesses to him that she actually has a crush on Aki and says, if you help me get together with him, I'll try to get you together with Makima. They agree it's a deal, and they make plans to have breakfast with them all some other morning. Elsewhere, though, Makima rides a train to Kyoto to have her meeting for reinforcements, but before she can get there, she and her assistant are seemingly executed by gunmen sitting around them on the train. All around Tokyo, more members of Squad 4 are targeted by assassins, shot in the back and in the head as they try to complete their missions, and it seems that none of them were spared. At a restaurant, Denji, Himeno, Aki, and Power are eating a meal when the grandson of the Yakuza boss that Denji had killed earlier in the season reveals himself and shoots Denji in the head and Himeno in the chest. Aki then summons the Fox Devil to try and eat the gunman, but he cuts his way out and is revealed to be a human-devil hybrid like Denji and is merged with the Katana Devil. Aki and Katana Man fight, and Aki uses his magic sword that represents his contract with the Curse Devil. With the sword, Aki is able to handle him easily, but the Katana Man is not alone, and when his partner shows up, she helps him up, and he attacks Aki again with his full power and strikes him down. Himeno, not wanting to see Aki die in front of her, offers the Ghost Devil the rest of her body to help defeat Katana Man. The Ghost Devil agrees, and as her attacks start to overwhelm Katana Man, Himeno starts to disappear bit by bit. Katana Man's partner has contracts of her own, though, and she summons the Snake Devil to swallow the Ghost Devil whole, and as Aki realizes what is going on, he turns to see Himeno in shock, only to see that she has completely disappeared. And that is where we finish off episodes 7 through 8 of Chainsaw Man.
Just nothing but the eye patch, bro.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
That was Chainsaw. I mean, Chainsaw Man was looking good. These few episodes. I mean, the first episode was a little, but yeah, let's get into these questions. Do you think
the greatest fucking anime podcast in the entire world
actually go outside just to do that?
R.I.P. to all our listeners.
Yeah.
Eardrums.
Oh, I'm so happy the baby got to hear that.
Cussing in front of the baby. All right, so first question, man. Do you think Makima is actually dead after getting shot in the head, man, right? In the train?
So it
That
seemed
was-
like
Dome.
That was crazy. I was honestly shook. That was my jaw was kind of like, oh snap. I
Yeah.
wanted to cuss, but the baby's here. But yeah, I was completely in shock. So Brendan, that's your question, man. Do you really think Makima's dead?
I don't think that Makima can be dead because we've built too much into her character. We haven't seen her powers. Denji didn't get laid. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True.
there's so many levels to what needs to happen to allow her to die in a way that makes any sense for the show to make any sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have a new guest, a super special guest.
Yeah.
What's her name, Keith?
Cadence.
Cadence is here. How old is she?
She is 16 months.
16 months.
Can you say hi?
Hi.
Say hi.
So the people
You have to
said
know.
no.
We gotta know though.
Great. No, I'm just
Can you say? But honestly, she can't be dead. Like the show, this will easily tank this show into one of my least favorite animes. If
Doesn't that give him motivation though now?
I wouldn't care.
I thought that too.
If this would,
Yeah.
it would give him motivation, but to what?
To what? His motivation is to sleep with her.
That's what I'm
She's
saying.
dead.
His whole
You
motivation.
kill my motivation, I'm gonna
But
kill
he's
you.
not. But that's not even the Gun Devil though. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like if there's motivation for anybody to be killed, it should be the Gun Devil. But it's the Yakuza who he already messed up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, here's the Chainsaw Devil. I'm not the Chainsaw. What was he? The knife-
Katana.
The
Yeah.
Katana Devil. I'm like, if this is where they blow their load on letting him go to 1,000, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
this show, the writers need to be slapped. You know what I'm saying?
I can see both ways on that. Ice.
I know what happens.
You know
I'm
what
done.
happens.
I'm up
No.
to date with the manga, so I can't say.
Rob.
I don't think she's dead. Like, I mean, other than like her and Denji, it's just like I kind of think anybody else could probably go. I'd be surprised if she was because she's been built up so much, not even just in who she is to the organization, but like even who she is as a devil hunter.
Yeah.
I'd be a little surprised if they were just like, all right, like that's it, like she's out of here already, because like. Not only like we've seen, like I feel like we'd have to see why she is in the position she's in before she could get up out of here.
Kind of like a Yamamoto.
Sort of, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it, I was completely in shock at first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, Brandon was just like, wait, there's no way she could be dead.
But it's point blank on the train.
Only thing I'm thinking is that she has some type of skill set or power.
We don't know her
We
power.
don't know her contract.
No,
And that's my thing.
Yeah.
She didn't want to talk about it when it was in,
I think
all
she's about to
said
light
and
up
done.
everybody. That's
She
what I
might
think is about
have
to
some kind
happen.
of contract where she can't die.
Because
could be.
And that my thing is just like I hope that she is a dog, because if she's not a dog, I feel like it's a waste.
Yeah.
Because I'm the way she's talking, the way she kind of presents herself is just like I feel like she's going to be. I hope hopefully it's not a Park Mugen situation where her just like we think that she'll be a beast and she comes out it's just like she's like you said she's dead already. It's just like that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can't read Ice because Ice is kind of smiling like we could be saying. Like,
I'm trying not to even look
yeah,
at it.
it's like and it's kind of like messed
Yeah,
up.
Ice has no poker face in this moment.
At all.
Ice, look at Ice. Ice is there with
At
no
this point,
poker
he's
face.
trying to hold the
He's
smirk.
looking right into the
He's
camera
gonna
too,
hold-
just
hold
like
the smirk.
I just don't know. I just
just had to read it, didn't you?
Had to read what?
The manga.
He was way ahead before the show came out,
Yeah, I
yeah.
read Chainsaw Man before the anime.
Yeah, what you got, Keith?
So, yeah, I don't think she's dead just because I think her contract would prevent her from dying, and because she's also got those weird like fiend eyes. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Her eyes
she's-
are kind of weird.
She's
Yeah.
got people with any type of ocular something. They on some other type of level.
That's true.
Normally.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
I just feel
historically,
like she's finna
I want her to
rise
turn
up.
up.
She's gonna annihilate everybody that's on that train, or maybe she's gonna lose control because she's whatever curse is inside her.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like,
Yeah.
okay, first of all, you can't kill my host because I got things I need to do.
Yeah.
So now all
You
you
calling
guys
her
gotta get
Yuji?
better.
Could be.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Could
You
be.
never know.
Okay.
I mean, they're like the same show.
Very much so.
Yeah, according to, I mean, yeah, y'all two was going a little
Going
back
around-
and forth
well,
on that.
I get
Squash
the
it out,
setup,
squabbling right
the
now.
setup being similar, but the way the shows are going, I'm like, it's just.
And that's what it-
At this point, like you said, it's I don't anymore. I don't see it.
After going forward, like up until this point, like up until they get out of the hotel, I'm like, because that could be very much like when Jujutsu Kaisen when they went to the jail or the kids detention center or whatever, and they had
Right,
that
and they
other
had
special
the,
curse in there,
Yeah.
and they were kind of just like, oh shit, this is the real moment.
Yeah.
Versus going forward now, I'm like Jujutsu Kaisen didn't have anything like this, so I have
Right.
no idea where this goes.
But like I
Yeah.
said, he made really good points. I told him that, like, and when you pointed out, I could see it when I was watching. I wouldn't have come to those conclusions just watching
Yeah.
because the tone of the shows are different.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you look at the character setup and stuff like that, yeah, they're very similar.
They're very
Okay.
similar.
All right. Let's kind of like keep our answers a little slim because Rob has another recap to get through after we get through these questions and some more questions. So let's get through these. Other devils we've seen so far. Who would you pick to make a contract with, Rob?
I'd probably go with the Ghost Devil, if only just because, like, I mean, you lose something, but like I don't know. They were up until their final moment. They were pretty effective. Plus, it gets me, closer to telekinesis as I possibly can. So I'm going with
That's Rob's literal goal.
I
That's the
have
best power.
a laser focused vision on telekinesis, and I will do what I have to get there.
In our lifetime, there's a possibility you might be able to experience something similar to that, right?
Would you give all
That'd be
this
nice.
up? Transit, everything. Would you give up Andrea for telekinesis?
No, I
that's
couldn't
crazy,
do that.
bro.
No, I can't do that.
He's like, I would need her to be there for what my plans are for the telekinesis.
Rob was like, I can't answer that on the camera right now. But,
No, it's a lifetime dream. No.
He's engaged. Well, he's
Like,
married now.
When you guys were talking about that, the first thing I thought was movie Chronicle. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's a
Great
good
movie.
movie.
You should see it.
Yeah.
Really
It's pretty
good
much
movie.
about telekinesis, about these kids. And they find
Yeah.
some glowing rock, and they all get telekinesis and
That's
how
crazy.
they develop their
Chronicle?
powers. Yeah.
Chronicle,
Okay.
yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
I'll check it out.
I love that movie for that reason, because telekinesis is also like my favorite power. Like if I could get anything, like it's just because you can do almost anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do a lot.
So go ahead, answer that question, Keith.
But
What
what
devil?
devil?
What devil?
I
Out of
make
the devils
a
that we've
contract
seen
with?
so far, yeah. Who'd you make a
Snake.
contract?
Yeah.
Because for one, she seemed like she was intact completely. I don't know what she gave up to make that contract, but she wasn't missing no body parts.
Yeah.
And that snake took out the ghost, devil. So I'm like, as of right now,
Dude.
it's the most powerful.
She's like, I have no genitalia.
Oh,
That was good, brother.
That's
That
it.
was
Oh,
that would have stopped everything.
One thing I will say is she seemed kind of like emotionless. I wonder if that's the thing you could take away. Like
Take your
away
pussy
my
away.
emotions.
Yeah, that went with the
Take
emotion.
away my my emotions.
Yeah.
In order to make this contract. So
You'd
I'm
be
just gonna
asexual
be
at
like,
that point.
Yeah, because
Could
you wouldn't
be.
care about it. You wouldn't
No.
be caring about nothing.
Yeah.
But you'd be powerful as hell, apparently.
All right, Ice.
I guess trying to take back what I know.
Yeah, of what we've seen
Of
so
what
far.
we've
on the
seen
show.
so far, I would say the snake devil too, for the reasons that outside of
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, I don't want to say, because mine was the snake also, but I don't want to, I guess, just to try to change it up.
Snake was on screen for like 30 seconds.
But it was-
hell
when
of
I
an
saw it-
impact.
Yeah,
It came out the gate like, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? The other, is it Iska? What's his name?
Yeah.
The other character that's dope.
Yeah.
I would probably, yeah, Aki. I would do
I'm
his.
like,
I
what
would,
the
who-
fuck? I
Aki.
thought you were saying. I'm like,
I would
ass
do,
flag?
yeah, I would do that. I would do that one.
That's legit.
I would do that one. Brendan.
But his devil too. He got if he uses his stuff, he
No, that's
half
his
his life.
curse.
That's his curse. But
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
the devil.
Fox,
Yeah.
when he does that thing,
Yeah.
just I don't know what that contract is. Actually.
Aki and Megumi is the same person.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
I look at this
Fair,
question and I think about what they said makes these devils more powerful. It's like how influential they are in society or how scared people are of them,
Yeah.
right? So I would go with the public speaking devil because most people fear public speaking more than they fear death. And so if that's the case, it's like you're going to be on the level of the gun devil. You know what I'm saying? Like for what you can do.
But of what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say that.
All right, well, that's a question later, but
This
guy's
you
here,
need to
bro.
look at the question.
I didn't
You
look at
never
the
look at the
questions.
questions.
I never look at the questions.
I know you don't.
Fucking clown.
Oh, well.
So do you have anything? Nothing?
The ones that I've seen thus far.
Yeah.
You had 4 people go before you.
Yeah, I was like, why are they all picking the same thing? Snake, I guess.
It's a good one. It's
Yeah,
a good
snake, snake, whatever. Go on.
This guy, he's not even
Man.
trying.
What else are you to say? The snake is the most powerful demon we've seen outside of the gun devil, I guess.
Okay.
I'll take the gun devil, which we haven't seen, but we've seen the devastation.
I
From
thought
it.
That's
the gun,
true, we
I
have
thought
heard
the
of
gun
them.
devil was influencing the people on the train with the guns.
They definitely said, I mean, the Yakuza guy said that the gun devil wants your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's definitely connected somehow.
Yeah. So the next question would be, what's a fear that a devil can use against you? And I was actually, for this question, I was actually speaking of a fear that you might actually have yourself.
Oh, that's what I thought about.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a whole bunch of fears myself. I guess if I was picking one, it would be like fear of extreme heights.
I was thinking something like that.
Yeah, like regular heights, I'm cool. Like I feel like if I'm like on something that I feel like even if I can't survive the fall, like a building, I can look down and not be afraid. But if you put me on top of like a fucking mountain, I'd probably be like hyperventilating, like kind of crazy.
You see that dude that got to
So-
get paid $20,000 to change a light bulb every 6 months, but
Oh,
the
it's, like,
light
way
bulb
up
is
there?
all the way up.
That's not happening.
$20,000.
Is it heights or is it falling that you're afraid of?
It's all the above. It's like because I seen that thing. It's like the one I saw was 2 women doing it. I think it was.
The one I saw was a dude, but it's probably it's fuck. I don't even know the feet for it, but
It looks like
outlandish.
it's like you're damn near at the clouds.
Yeah,
And I was just like,
20 grand.
I can't see down. I feel like I would just like. I feel like I would just faint. Like I'll be like a fucking Jean Grey. I just fall 100,000 feet to the ground and plummet. But yeah, I mean, for me, yeah, I think that's a fear that a devil can use against me if they're putting me in crazy situations, and just even if it's the illusion of like being something so small with nothing secure to strap me in on.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I'll it would be scary for me. What do you have, Brennan?
The only thing I could really like, I guess heights is a good one for me because I did somewhat overcome it by like going skydiving, but at the same time, what? Nope, I know it. Done. Jaguars.
Oh, you seen the Jaguar?
The
live?
devil jaguar. Oh, it fucked me up. Like, I lived in the jungle for a couple months on that show, and then
What's
like,
a devil jaguar? What's the difference between that and a regular one?
No, like
he
the
said
Jaguar
the
Devil.
the
like
Jaguar
what
Devil.
happened.
That's the fear.
Yeah.
God, Keenan, pay attention.
Right,
Like,
okay,
not-
yeah.
Listen to the question. But yeah, I mean, I have a real fear of jaguars, but the thing is, like, I've been taught and I've taught myself that, and it's one of the best pieces of advice that you can really take in life is that every time you experience the feeling of fear, analyze it. Like, put it under a fucking microscope. Take it to 11. And normally you'll find out you're actually not really afraid of whatever it is that you think you're afraid of. You're afraid of the ignorance that you have around that thing. But it works really, really well on most things. But on some things, it only gets worse. So, like, for example, jaguars. I was like, I'm scared of jaguars. And then I started learning more and more about them, and they just got worse and worse and worse. It's like, no, they're really terrifying. The way they kill you.
I wasn't even that afraid at first, and now I'm even
Bro,
more
I was
afraid.
like, I'm semi-afraid of these things. And I was like, oh, how do they kill humans? Oh, no, they stalk you.
Yeah.
You can't, like, guns don't work, fire don't work. Like
guns don't work
to scare them off. Like,
Oh,
yeah.
It better work.
Oh,
That's
I'm
not
gonna
a
say,
jaguar.
yes.
That's a fucking
Yeah.
zombie, bro.
Crazy.
No, but the thing is, you can't scare them off. When they decide they're gonna kill you, you can't scare them off. They stalk you. They bite you in the back. You never normally see them if they're actually gonna eat you.
Yeah.
They bite you in the back of the neck, which paralyzes you, and then they bring you up to the top of a tree in the canopy that no one will ever hear you scream or find you, and they eat you alive.
People like our weight though.
Yes. Oh my God! Like they drag stuff that's like 3 times their weight up trees, and they weigh up to 230 pounds.
They eat crocs,
230,
man.
bro.
They're huge.
230
They
pounds.
jump
You
into
eat crocs?
rivers and eat crocodiles bigger than them.
That's sick.
Like there's a crocodile in the water. They be like, oh
Skin
shit,
a lot harder
dinner.
too. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
animal says that? There's a crocodile in the water, and the jaguar's like, oh shit, dinner. Jumps on his back, bites the back of his fucking bites the back of his head, and then drags it out of drags the crocodile out of the crocodile infested waters because the other crocodiles know not to fuck with jaguars, so they don't touch them, and then grabs it out and then carries it up a tree and eats it.
That's crazy too when the dog's like it's just like athletic. It's like, oh, you thought you was a dog. Like an alligator is like, is scared.
In water.
And then, again, there's a jaguar that's above him. It's
Jaguar
just like
eats
that's wild.
crocodiles and alligators in the water.
What about them against lions?
They don't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Lions are kinda
Somebody
lazy
said
at
Brennan's
Jaguar.
scared of the color orange.
Rob that.
Wow.
Rob's dad.
Wait.
That's great. I didn't see it. I didn't know. It was
Scared of the color orange.
That's
I
hilarious.
wore the color orange the whole trip with you, sir. The entire trip.
All right, let's get through these, man.
Jokes.
Keith, what you got?
My rat devil. I'm
Rat-
out of there. Like,
Rats is a good one, man.
He's never going to New York.
Master Splinter,
No,
bro.
yeah,
You can't be a turtle.
I want to go to New York, but I'm probably not gonna ride the subway.
Them
You
rats
will
are
see a
huge.
rat in New York. Just you
Them
can't get away
shits
from
are
No,
that
even
shit.
it's not about the
Yeah,
subway. They're
it's
everywhere.
at all.
Yeah.
They're just on the
Them
streets.
shits. You
Well,
thought,
here,
you
let me-
thought
let
it
me-
was a cat.
Let
It's
me
a
help you
rat.
get around
think it's a
LA.
dog.
Yeah.
Most trees have rats in them here.
Oh, well, that's fine.
That's
I don't
sick.
look up. I'm just,
Not
I'm
look
in the
up.
car.
Yeah.
I'm in the car.
You like
and
a
I'm
movie?
to the
Don't look
house.
up.
But yeah, no, I don't. After I saw the movie Willard, I was done.
Yeah, that movie's wild.
I was done with rat. And then I hear about rats killing babies, kind of in
That's
cribs and stuff like that. Like rats are
Killing
just
babies?
gross.
Yeah.
They carry
They're
the
nasty.
plague. They're like, but I'm okay with mice, but rats though, it's the big ones. That's why I've never owned a snake.
Yeah.
Because like if it gets too big, like it's gonna starve because I can't feed it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a rat.
All right,
That's
what you got? What you got, Ice?
Like the deep ocean devil. That shit is terrifying. Like
It's not bad.
Cat
deep,
cloud.
Yeah.
deep ocean. Fuck that, man. Just like the pressure when you down there, that what it does to you, that weight. Fuck that,
Yeah.
bro.
Rob, what you got?
If it was a fear the devil that a devil could use against me, I mean, probably like claustrophobia. Like honestly, when things start to get like when I can't like move or like I get restricted, like there's a part of my brain that starts to freak out. Like
Oh, really?
honestly, like when I'm on a roller coaster and like the part that freaks me out the most is like that moment of like I'm strapped in. And I'm like, what if I can't get out of this?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
really?
like freaks with me. That messes with me a little bit.
I
Like the
get
hill's
that.
cool. Like obviously like the height
drop,
and yada
yeah.
yada. But like, man, when it's that moment of like I'm trapped here and there's nothing I could do to get out of this. Like, ugh,
I'm
like,
more afraid if my shit comes
yeah,
back up. Like,
yeah,
oh,
no
shit,
shit,
my
yeah.
head.
It makes the monkey part of my brain
Do
start
you
to freak
get,
out.
like say you in a, because this happens to my mom sometimes. Like if you're in a drive-through and there's car behind you, car in front of you, and then you're kind of blocked in on the side, do you get claustrophobic with that?
That is not as bad, but like if it's on like, especially in a drive-through, I don't think it's as bad because like I could still try to like get out the door or whatever. But like if I'm on the highway and I'm like,
yeah.
that freaks me out.
That's
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I don't like
yeah.
that.
Or
Shit.
elevators.
Elevators, no, not too bad. Because like I
Yeah,
have free
space.
range of movement. Like if
Yeah.
it comes down to like when I can't move, you know what I mean? That's when it starts to mess with me.
All right, last question this one because we got more questions, but we got to get through this.
Yep.
In today's society, what would be the strongest devil? I'm guessing you're saying off of fear, right?
Right, yeah, because fear makes you
Yeah.
stronger. So we're like, I guess nowadays, what are people like most afraid of? What do you think people are most afraid of? And then that's why you were.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
you-
public
yeah.
speaking.
Yeah.
It'd
What
be
about
up
you?
there.
Honestly, like I don't know how this devil will present itself, but it's just like the unknown. Like I think like to Isis thing, the deep ocean. Like, the thing that's scary about it is that you don't know what's down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's scary. Or like deep space. Like you don't know what's out there. What could get to you? Like if people can see things, you can kind of rationalize it. But if you just like have just like this nothing coming at you, like you're terrified because you don't know what to do. You can't do anything.
No.
Yeah. Rob?
Man, I don't know. The nuclear devil. It feels like more than ever we are on the verge of some major conflict, and like every day it's just like, man, I hope those nukes don't start flying. Like,
Oh, man.
but I can't think about it because you got to go about your daily
And
life.
what could you do if they did?
You nothing. Kiss your ass
You hope it,
goodbye.
you hope it lands directly on the building you're in. so
Just
you don't have to deal
vaporize
with-
me instantly.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to feel it. Like,
Yeah.
I-
Yeah,
That was it.
I just think
It's
the
over with.
Terminator just being like that movie, The Terminator. I think when she was like
Oh, yeah,
burning up or
Judgment
whatever.
Day.
Yeah,
Yeah. Man.
Ice.
The do not care devil. I think in a society where likes
apathy,
and
apathy devil.
yeah, the space that we live in where followers is everything, likes are everything, comments is everything, interaction is everything. If there was a devil that's like, yeah, I don't care if you posted your fucking Ferrari. Like I don't care that you just landed this big movie. I don't care about your new fucking baby. I don't care about your marriage.
That
Like,
would actually hurt
like,
people right
yeah,
now.
Like I
That's
think
true.
that kind of devil would fuck society up.
Yeah, that would.
The
I don't care
FOMO
about your
devil or
dance. I
something?
don't care about
Yeah,
your
they are.
dance on TikTok and shit. Like
Yeah.
that
That's
devil
what
would
OnlyFans
destroy
would
people.
die.
Yeah, yeah. You just out here just popping pussy for nobody.
Oh,
That
imagine.
dude he'd be mad strong because people that like I said, it's a real fear.
It's a
Like,
real fear.
Imagine
no
Yeah.
one's
if
gonna
you went
like
from
me.
like a
You know
million
what I mean?
views
Like,
every pussy pop to zero.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
shit.
care that you broke a fucking beer can with your titty, bitch. Like it's over with. 0 views.
I mean, to end this real quick on mine, I'll say death. I feel like at the end of the day,
sure.
death is going to always be at
Yeah.
the top of people's lists, regardless, no matter what. So, you know, the death devil, whether it's simulating death or just making everybody around you die,
Sure.
you know, that would, I think, fuck people up really, really bad. So let's jump into Bleach recap, and then get into those questions.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. We got to give our likes and dislikes.
Oh, yeah,
scores.
sure.
My bad. So likes, dislikes of the show. What you got so far, Keith? Of these 2 episodes, what are your likes and dislikes? And then real quick, your score. Just make it
Of
quick.
these last 2 episodes, I liked just to see, like I like Denji's fearlessness in a sense. Like when he just jumped down dude's mouth was just like, I gotta do this. You know what I'm saying? Like or whatever. I dislike that girl, and I dislike that
Power? Or
No,
the scary girl?
one that
Aki-
tried to stab him,
the-
and then even the dude
Oh,
that was
yeah,
ready
yeah,
to give
yeah.
him up.
Those
Like,
are the two
yeah,
rookies.
yeah,
Scary,
both of them,
yeah, I don't like-
Like
They
I just
gotta
like
go.
there's no consequences for that.
They died, right?
No.
Yeah, they
got
got shot.
They got shot.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean,
Yeah.
but not
But not in that
Not in that
moment.
space.
but not by
yeah.
and not by the public safety. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
there was no consequences for them just being like like
Yeah.
just being a bitch, basically.
Completely losing their shit on the job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and, and she lost it immediately.
Yeah.
They were like,
She
hey,
came in scared.
Yeah.
right, and that was another thing too, because her fear was feeding the devil. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it's
Making
just
it
like y'all,
stronger.
you're like man, the fuck up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't like that. But like I said, I like Denji. He went in, like he went hard, and then
Are you of the camp? I know. Are you of the camp of he doesn't have a real motivation?
he
Or-
has a motivation for him. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't necessarily define someone else's motivations. Like from a man who was selling his balls and had one eyeball, and never been with a woman before. Also at 16 years old, like what is motivation supposed to be? Like, I'm trying to see some titties. Like, you know, what was y'all doing at 16? You wasn't thinking about world peace and shit like that. You know, you trying to fuck. So, like his motivations are, you know, they work for him. I think his ball regenerated just like his eyeball after the devil came in.
Yeah, he's whole again.
I feel like he has both of them.
Yeah.
But
Score?
okay, so my score for this right now, I'd give it a 7,800. I'm liking Chainsaw Man.
7,800.
I'm digging it.
Okay. Brennan. That face.
No, I was 7,800. That's high. I like this is the best stretch of episodes thus far. What I really liked actually was the thing that it's weird. I like Denji jumping into the thing and fighting and killing the thing or whatever. But the thing that I actually liked the most was when Denji. When the new devil showed up, like the new guy, what's it called, the Katana Devil?
Yeah.
When shit just got real,
Yeah.
like people started dying. I'm like, okay, cool, stakes. Like they
Yep.
that part of this entire show was like my favorite part thus far. Is like, okay, now there's real consequences. We're really trying to figure out what Denji is and why he's so special. What I really didn't like about it was I don't know, like there's just like it feels like there's like parts of the show that just drag. Where it's like Denji with the girl in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? That
I didn't
shit-
like that for other reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I liked
I
that
was
he
a
was just
fan.
like, no, thank you. But how long it took for us to like one episode ended with like him this whole part, and then the next episode like was the first 2 minutes of the same exact thing. from
More
a
than
sli-
that.
Yeah,
It was like
from a
good 5 to
slightly
7.
different perspective. You know, so for me, it's like they're just wasting time. You know,
Yeah,
to get
that's
through
fair.
like to burn up time. So I hated that. Overall, I give it a 6,500. I want to give it more, but like for me, it's like they're on the teetering, like they're on the edge of what can make this anime actually good or bad, and they haven't really made a solid choice of what that's going to be. And I think for me, a lot of that really rests on why Denji is special and what happens to Makima.
So this is your score for the whole show or these last 2 episodes?
That's
my
last 2
score was
episodes.
last. Okay.
It's always
Because the last 2 was like action packed. That's why I gave it that, you know, what it was.
Yeah, but action doesn't make the show for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like Baki was action packed, but it was not a good show.
Yeah, that shit was true.
Yeah.
Right.
Rob.
I mean, I echo a lot of Brennan's feelings. It's cool. Like I do think Brennan and I were talking a little bit about it because he was like, I'm not really excited. Like, I'm going to watch Chainsaw Man. I'm not that excited about it. I'm like, honestly, after episode 8, it's kind of like a reset for me where I'm just like, I'm willing to come back to the show and try to watch it with some new eyes because I do think it was such a fresh and new direction to take it versus like, I understand like the animation's gorgeous and for some people the characters are a little bit more likable than they are to me personally. But this is definitely, I have no idea what's going to happen next.
Right.
None.
Right.
So that's exciting to me.
Yep.
So I definitely enjoyed where, especially this last episode ended. Yeah, I mean, if the stakes are as real as they appear to be, this could be a very crazy show. So I'll give it a 7,200.
Okay. Yeah. Watching this show, the first episode I was kind of whatever about. I'm kind of with Keith what he said. It's like I understand his motivation as a 16-year-old. I was thinking about that too, and I understand what Rob was saying, but I was just like, all right, as a 16-year-old, you know, everything was about getting girls at that point, or whatever the case may be. So for him getting his first kiss and having sex, that's a real big deal to a 16-year-old. It was crazy that nobody's saying anything about how this girl is over age. Clearly,
yeah.
and she's trying to fuck this kid.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, and the scenarios flipped this to be crazy.
Well, she mentioned it though. She was like, I go to jail for that." Like she was also like ridiculously obliterated. Like
She
you know what I
was,
mean? Like she
But
was
that,
not
I
in
mean,
her
that,
right mind.
that
I mean,
same
not-
scenario
that's-
has put
Not that it's excusing it.
Yeah,
thousands of
But what
men
I'm saying,
in jail.
I'm saying if that same scenario was flipped around,
Yeah.
it probably would be. They might say some stuff online about it anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways, but so that was kind of like just on a bothersome part of it. I was just like, that's kind of just like, all right. On the flip side, it's whatever. Even though I know a 16-year-old kid, he probably, even though for him anyways, you could tell he was just like, I'm coherent here. I would fuck if everything was correct with Makima anyways. But that episode was a little whatever to me. But I would say that second episode was everything. I'm with you guys, Rob and Brown. I was just like, yo, the stakes are here now. People are dying. We have some villains that seem like they're going to be some fucking problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the other two villains I didn't care about. The other like bat whatever and this.
They got handled.
They got handled fairly easy. Now I think he's going to be getting served up a little bit and be like, all right, we got to figure out how to beat these people.
Yeah.
And they're going to probably be either the captains in a sense or like right below the captains to the next tier of people that are actually dope as fuck. So that episode saved it for me. I give that a 7,700 for these 2 episodes. I enjoyed especially that second one. I know you said you've seen others. So go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited for where it's going to go. These past 2 episodes were cool. and it's something I said early on when everybody was, upset with Chainsaw Man and wasn't liking it. I still say the same thing. I stand by it. I guarantee it. What I have read is very good stuff. And it's just cool to see it animated. And I'm actually surprised that they're blowing through the source material this quickly, which is also good to see that they're taking the Demon Slayer route of like, bro, we're not fucking around. We're doing panel by panel. We're not giving you no festivals, no baseball episodes. So I think that's awesome.
Fair.
But I do think least favorite part that I think with Homegirl with the eye patch and Denji was really whack. I think that was really too long to get both perspectives to Brendan's point to end the episode with it. And then because you already took your L. You took your L in that first episode. To do a second episode just from her perspective, we know that is going to end with the L.
Yeah.
And I
We
didn't
learned nothing. from
Again,
that
you didn't give
perspective.
me no new information that'd be like, oh, okay, I see why she went in there on that type of time because this happened before. It was just literally what I thought it was. We just saw her that she took a shower. Like that was, I don't like that.
She got a beard too.
Yeah, she got a beard, and I felt really, I don't know if uncomfortable is the right word. I think I automatically switched the scenario, and that made me uncomfortable.
Right,
and I thought the ramifications for that would have tanked this show, and then also made me think of like.
Yeah, if a man had done what she did,
That's what I'm saying.
I never
That
even
was-
thought about that.
That's what I was literally just saying.
yeah, I didn't. I mean, but I didn't even register. But go on.
The beard, and I think what even put it over the top is the beer in the mouth. That's like you got him technically intoxicated too, which was wild. So I think, and then in my head I'm like, oh, maybe in Japan the age stuff might be different. But then when she acknowledged it in the morning,
She's like, yeah,
that
hope
I
we
could
didn't
have
do
gotten in
that.
big trouble. It's like, oh,
And
well,
they-
fuck.
And
Like,
at the dinner, they was like, "Wait, are you drinking?" When
Yeah,
he
you
said he
can't-
was
so what-
16,
yeah.
like, you're not even of age to drink.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I
My only
think
thing was for that scene was they never actually said how old she was.
Well, I'm guessing she had to at least be 21.
But
Yeah,
until
she-
until the
yeah.
next morning when
And
she was
she
like, I could've went
acknowledged
to
it,
jail, then I'm like, well, now
you
it's a problem.
knowingly did this,
Right.
which So I think that I really liked her character up until that moment.
Maybe that's why they got her out of there.
And then,
Fair.
yeah.
Score?
6,800.
6,800. All right, let's jump into Bleach, episodes 7 through 8. Also, Rob.
Here we go. We start with the flashback to 1,000 years ago when the Quincy's and Soul Reapers first faced off, and we see the 13 court guards led by Yamamoto at the time destroying their competition. Sometime later, a young ward of Yamamoto asks him about a painting on the wall of himself wreathed in flame. Yamamoto explains that was a monster that appeared to protect the Soul Society, but really only made things worse, and hopefully it won't be seen again. In the present, though, Yamamoto, after releasing his inner power once again, coughs up his last bit of blood and falls down dead after the attack from the Quincy King. Quincy King gloats over the body of Yamamoto, saying he changed and became weak with time. He tells his underlings to finish crushing the Soul Society, and they open gates, letting in even more Quincy soldiers as the Soul Reapers look on in shock before getting cut down. Elsewhere, Ichigo feels the spiritual pressure of the Soul Reapers disappearing, and in a rage is able to finally cut through the barrier, imprisoning him, and he finally joins the battle. Ichigo is shocked by the destruction and heads right for where he feels Byakuya's spiritual pressure. When he finds him, Byakuya begs Ichigo to save them and, save the Soul Society before passing out, and his Zenpakuto shatters. Enraged, Ichigo flies towards the Quincy King and confronts him in his energy at an all-time high.
Let's just hold on.
Yep.
That was the best pull-up ever. The way Ichigo did that, I'm sorry. I was like, yo.
it was
So I was like, oh, he's going to go help some of the captains. He's like, nah, where's the king, motherfucker? Yo, you, me, right now. What up? I was
Yeah,
like, all right, Ichigo. Yeah, you about it.
He's got no time for number 2 or number 3.
He's no Tanjiro, that's for
He thought he
sure.
was. He thought-
He's also had about
Hey,
like
Tanjiro wanted it with Michael
200
Jackson.
episodes plus of more development. But the two fight, and the Quincy King easily handles Ichigo after a quick bout. He tries to finish him with a slash to the neck, but is shocked to see him protected by the same blue light that protects him and the other Quincy's from the Soul Reaper attacks. He explains that Ichigo, his fight with Jay awoke something in his spirit, and his latent Quincy abilities passed down to him by none other than his mother, and that is why he has been able to counter the Quincy attacks. Ichigo can't believe what he's hearing, but he has no time to react as he is hit with more attacks from the king, eventually collapsing in exhaustion. The king tries to finish him off, only to find that he's out of time, having lost track because of the powers of Aizen. The Quincy's begin to leave, vowing to return, but Ichigo chases them after with one last attack. However, before he can strike, the king's second-in-command, Jugrim, blocks the attack and breaks Ichigo's Zenpakuto, and at a complete loss, Ichigo stands in the rain watching them leave. After the battle, the Soul Reapers hustle together. They're dead and they're healed. They're wounded. Ichigo is informed that Chad, Orihime, and Urahara are safe, but their whereabouts are unknown. Luckily, Renji, Rukia, Bakuya, and Kenpachi are also still alive, but in critical condition. Ichigo feels guilty that he wasn't able to protect the Soul Society, but Rukia and Shinji let him know, like, hey, if not for your intervention, we all would have been dead. The surviving captains gather and mourn the loss of Yamamoto, and while some of them curse their luck, Shun Sui reminds them that it is their job to protect the Soul Society, and they should do their best to look forward and continue doing that. Later, Ichigo meets up with Mayuri about his broken Zenpakuto. Mayuri explains that in some scenarios, the sword could be repaired, but a broken Bankai is gone forever. As Ichigo absorbs this, they get a notice that Squad Zero will be arriving from the Royal Palace, and Ichigo has never heard of them. And Shinji explains that Squad Zero are 5 of the strongest former captains, and they are all captains themselves in that squad, and they protect the Soul King himself. As the eccentric captains from Squad Zero arrive, it's a reunion between them and the other court captains who they seem to have raised and trained many years ago, though Squad Zero seems mostly disappointed with how they defended the Soul Society. Squad Zero explains that they will be returning to the Royal Palace, taking several of the wounded with them, including Rukia, Renji, Byakuya, Ichigo, and his broken sword, to heal them and their abilities there. Before they can leave, though, Ichigo gets a call from Urahara, Chad, and Orihime, and sees that they are being kept safe by the Arankar Grimjow, who stays off screen after he killed Jay. With their business settled, Squad Zero heads back to the Royal Palace with Ichigo and the wounded. When they arrive, Ichigo sees that the great palace where the Soul King lives, surrounded by 5 smaller castles that belong to each of the members of Squad Zero. They explain that they are the only ones who can access this palace and or allow someone in because of the spiritual energy locked away in their bones, which is the same energy Aizen was trying to create so he could invade the Royal Palace back when he was running amok. Ichigo and the others are then taken into the care of Tenjiro, the healer of Squad Zero, who taught the captain Unohana and everything she knows. They head to his castle and soak in his healing hot springs, and he says that, while the others may take some time, Ichigo should be healed relatively quickly, and he'll feel twice as good as he usually does after just soaking in the hot springs for like one night. As he heals, in the center of the Royal Palace, the Soul King awakens, and we will see what happens next on the next episodes of Bleach.
Thank you for these recaps, Rob.
Rob, recap.
As always, man, appreciate you,
amazing.
bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into this first question. After seeing this Squad Zero pull up, and I want to know, was Squad Zero seen in this show?
Never.
No.
This is the
Never
first time.
heard of at all?
Never, nothing.
Nope.
Okay, all right, that's
Never
all
men-
new
never
info.
They didn't
mentioned.
talk about the Royal Palace at all.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
mentioned
They
the Soul
mentioned it,
King and the
yeah.
Royal
They
Palace
mentioned
like once.
Eisen was trying to get there, but
Yeah, but
never
they don't
showed
ever
up.
give any context to anything about it.
Okay, so this is all new to all of us. Okay.
Yep.
Do you think Squad Zero will fight, and if so, will they be a pump fake like Park Mujin, or will they be the real deal? Ice.
I think they're gonna be the real deal. I think, at least I hope, man, because
I think because of the ridiculousness, I hope that they're.
yeah, I
the
think
real
with
deal.
them being
Kind of-
the people that they are and how they silly they are, how they came down, how they didn't do anything when Aizen was there. I think all of those things, how they didn't do anything when the king was there, like all of those reasons, like you better show me. Like if y'all just sat back through this entire time and then pulled up late after everything and giving us shit for not holding it down, boy, y'all better be cold, because if not, I'm on y'all ass. So I do think they're the real deal. I do think, I guess, you can call it plot armor, you can call it whatever you want to, but I do think there's gonna come a point where they are not gonna be able to handle it, and then Ichigo is gonna have to do the thing.
It's his show. I believe that too.
Yeah, Keith.
Like, I think the season of the pump fake is over, and Bleach. This season has been amazing.
There's no Aizen versus Ichigos.
No, there's no games being played. And I think that they are going to be the real deal again. I don't think they're gonna fully finish the job. I think they're gonna wipe out everybody
Yeah,
else.
they can still lose. but-
Yeah.
And then Ichigo's gonna come through for the win.
My man
obviously.
came through with the fucking bubble vest. That shit was the black dude had the bubble vest. Come on, man. I didn't know that the palace was in Harlem. He came through with the bubble.
Fucking hate bubble vest. I hate vests in general, to be honest.
He came through with the bubble. That shit was hard.
Rob, what you got?
Yeah, no, I think they'll probably be the real deal. Like, I think that's probably why they set up so many Quincy captains and bad dudes that like got away, that embarrassed and or like took out so many of the Soul Reaper captains. I mean, obviously, they're going to have to probably have a level up for all the other people that are healing up there with Ichigo.
Yeah.
But I have to imagine if you introduce these 5 characters, you got to give them something. I would hope that they wouldn't have Ichigo finishing off everybody on his own.
That'd be wild. But it seems like this show has a lot
Stand
of
back,
shitty
Bubble
side
Vest.
characters.
Yeah.
And they're like these side characters on here. Because right now, Chad and all them have just been sitting there. So what's next?
Oh, his supporting cast is trash,
Yeah.
but the side characters,
The captains
are
are.
good.
captains
Yeah,
are
they're
good.
good.
They did stuff
Yeah.
in the final battle, and
The
the
Stern Ridders were
previous
just that much better.
Yeah.
Okay,
Nah, it
there's
wasn't
at
even about
least
better. It's
26
that they were
of
that
them.
much prepared.
And they
Yeah.
just never,
Because
most of
Yeah,
those guys had never
1,000
fought
years.
Quincy's before.
Well, the
Yeah.
biggest thing, even over everything,
That's
y'all are
true.
just breezing over the biggest things. Like, if the captains could really unleash their power and fight with their Bankais, then the Stern Ridders would have had fucking problems.
That's
Well,
true too.
yes and no, because the reason why they were told not to use the Bankais is because they were capturing them all.
That's what I'm saying.
they were
though.
capturing them
But if
because
they
they knew they
didn't
were a
have that
problem.
ability,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know
if
what I
all they
mean?
had was their
Exactly,
powers and couldn't
exactly.
take their powers from them, you know what I'm saying? Like, then the captains would be going toe to toe with these guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
I
only
say yes
ace in
and
the
no to
hole
that
they had
because
is
Yeah,
that.
because
Byakuya used his and like didn't. Or
he got taken immediately.
It-
No,
Well,
it didn't.
what,
No,
I
he-
guess
he-
it's
he,
my lack of
uh,
familiarity with the powers, but he like tried to rip that dude's face off with the flower petals, and he was
Yo,
like,
that was
no
his,
problem.
that was his Shikai.
True.
So
Okay.
he did the
The
Shikai
Bankai.
thing, like that wasn't his Bankai. His Bankai is when he drops his sword into like it just drips and it like looks like it falls into
I mean,
water
he
in the
did do
ground.
it. It just got
Yeah,
And
he got
again-
it as soon as he
Yeah.
does it, it gets taken.
Yeah.
But his Bankai is one of the most powerful Bankais in the show.
But you can't say that like if they didn't have their power, they would be toe to toe with them. That's their
Well, I said they
power
were
to
prepared,
take,
though.
you know,
That's
to
what I'm
take
saying,
Well,
like,
the
that's
Bankai.
not their fundamental power.
They had a
That was
1,000
just-
years.
They
Yeah.
did the training. They did the research on who they were fighting, and that's why they fought specific people. It's
They
like, I
studied
know
the
this
test.
Bankai. I know how to beat you.
They had 1,000 years to figure out how to get in the Soul Society undetected, 1,000 years to train for fight each individual captain, and 1,000 years to figure out how to
That
steal their
technology,
Bankais from them.
whatever it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
the only
it wasn't
person who was
a
a
fair
problem
fight.
was Yamamoto, and they got him. He
Yeah.
was the only
Yeah.
one who was going to give him a problem because they had never seen
And
his
Ichigo.
And
Bankai.
then Ichigo, because they
And
can't
Ichigo,
take his
'cause he
Bankai
was
because
the
they don't have
outlier.
no.
I think Zenpachi
I
was
don't
in
even
there
have
too.
any whatchamacallit.
They
I don't know the way
stopped
they
it.
had
Took
him
out like
hemmed
4
up.
of them though.
But he don't
Yeah,
have no
but-
Bankai either for them to take, so that
That's
they don't
true,
have the
too.
research
They
behind
could-
it.
they
I don't
just
think
had
they
to
can
fight him
steal it.
straight up.
So
Yeah.
if he decides to level up,
kinda like a Mike guy.
then yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
Well, Brennan, questions too.
What was the question again?
Do you think that this Squad Zero will be a pump fake or not?
Not at all. They're not going to be a pump fake. Squad Zero they're too eccentric. Anybody that shows up on the show that's really eccentric ends up doing some crazy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
they want them to
and
stand up.
I'm guessing this might lead into Brendan's question, how my answer is going to be answered. It's like they gave me kind of like a Ginyu Force kind of vibes, and it's like they're kind of silly, but then the Ginyu Force was fucking real.
Just go ahead and just transfer it to that question now. Like, we're here now.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do anyway.
Everybody
That was
Yeah.
the point of me.
Yeah, you just did that. Yeah, you were like, Brendan, answer the question. Cool, 5 words. Like I was saying. Like, all right, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah,
What do you got to do? You got to set it
I
up,
said,
man. You gotta
I
allow
said
them.
enough. Go on.
All right, but yeah, I mean that's how I feel. I was like, seeing they're kind of silly. When I feel like those kind of characters can be silly, they can either be trash or they can be super powerful. You know, it's like, oh, these guys are fucking crazy. I either get you for it. So
They can be silly and a dog like Vash the Stampede.
Yes.
he's a dog.
I mean, he didn't take very many L's.
Yeah.
Like most of the
I
time.
said that purposely for Keenan.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like when he was fighting people, normally
We're
you
talking
get-
about trash gun here, but go ahead. I mean, this is your question, Brendan. So the question was, who does Squad Zero remind you of?
Squad Zero reminds me of the Pillars in Demon Slayer. Just
Really?
yeah, just a specific look at the way they're dressing. Like the guy who's blind blind who has a big rocks on his neck. This guy has big rocks on his neck, just like him. Like they're all different shapes and sizes. They're completely eccentric, different colors. Like they're very much so. Like you could, if you had never seen the Pillars from Demon Slayer, you could take these 5 and just replace any 5 of the pillars and just say those are pillars, and you wouldn't even think a thing
There's
about
more
it.
pillars though.
Yeah, I know, but I said if you take 5 of them. So I'm just saying if you took any of the 5 pillars out, put these 5 in, and call them those pillars, nobody'd be like, oh, they look different. You know what I'm saying? Like they look like the pillars. They kind of act like the pillars, and how eccentric and different each one of them are, and also how they kind of check each other like the pillars do.
Ain't
So
none of
for
the
me-
pillars got bubble vests though.
I mean,
all right.
if you're going off that, the pillar do got swag though. Both
Yeah.
the pillars and these guys got a little swag.
That's
though.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah,
just
I know
like
that.
based
Yeah.
on their look and their vibe, they remind me like when I first saw them, like they all stood and you saw 5 of them. I was like, this kind of reminds me of like Demon Slayer, like the way that
I
they're
didn't get that, but that's a good.
the way that
did
they're
that.
being
I could
approached.
see it.
You know?
I thought you literally gonna say Ginyu Force too. That's why I tried to take it.
Nah, the Ginyu Force. The Ginyu Force is too corny in that sense. Like they weren't corny.
They were
It
cheesy.
still
They were
got a
cheesy.
little real. It still got a when Sofan tried to do something
Yeah.
and he hemmed her up
Yeah.
real quick, like,
And then
hey,
my man came
chill
in and
out.
was like, you
Yeah.
chill out.
You could tell
Yeah.
they're for real. And he's just like, all right, cool. Here's how you heal these motherfuckers. And he's just like tossing them like a rag doll,
That was very
Byaku,
funny.
back
Yeah.
and forth. And it's just like, oh, they're eccentric, but they're for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Like
old
the Ginyu
girl-
Force wasn't really that like.
And he got on instant they ass like, damn, bro, I thought you was better. You better heal people better than this, man.
yeah,
What's
you know
wrong
this
with
beyond
you?
your powers. Give me them motherfuckers.
And then
Yeah.
a girl went and to the
Oh, in the
science
blink
lab,
of a lot. Yeah.
nobody even knew she was gone.
Yeah.
They said,
No.
"Oh, you broke into my lab." She's like, "Well, it's not really."
He's gonna
breaking
be the
in. I
one.
just walked
He's gonna
in."
be the one that ends up saving Soul Society, in my opinion. The scientist.
Mayuri?
guy.
The scientist.
Yeah, he's like he's gonna be all right. Here's how you stop him from stealing your bankais, or here's how you use a version of your bankais they
I
can't
think
steal.
it's gonna be Kisuke personally, because he was the
Who's
head
Kisuke
of
again?
Urahara.
Oh, okay, got
with
it.
the hat.
Yeah.
Because he was the head of the scientific department before
Yeah.
when he left. Mayuri
Oh,
took
It'll probably be a
over.
combination.
But I
of the
think
two.
he's smarter than Mayuri.
He's been a pump fake up until this point for me.
I mean,
Urahara?
Yeah, Urahara.
I
Yeah,
think
watching everything is just like
he's the brains, man.
But he also
I've
said
been
like
highly
my
disappointed.
He's waiting
Bankai
for
is
his
not for
moment.
training. You know what I mean? Like he's like my power. But because even when Yami showed up. And he was like, hit him with that bolo one time. This is for y'all didn't see this, but Kisuke he has some type of ability. He's like, I'll never be hit by the same ability twice.
yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, like he's
smart.
shown
I just thought he was gonna.
his skills,
Thought he was
but
gonna be
like,
up there.
and I think he's gonna get pushed. Like he's gonna join this battle. That's what I feel like, and he's gonna show us something.
Yeah.
Okay. Rob.
I mean, if they to kind of stay in the same like Dragon Ball universe, I'd say maybe the Gods of Destruction, like because they all have like their own very unique, different styles. Some of them are like a little, eclectic and like
Champa and
and,
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, or like there's even that dude that looks like a clown,
Yeah.
or like the Egyptian goddess lady.
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like they too like you don't mess with the Gods of Destruction. They can handle
Regardless.
business. Yeah.
Yep. Ice.
I think I didn't really get anybody, but I think if anybody, it'd be the spiders from Hunter x Hunter. They kind of reminded me of them.
I can see
How
that.
they- yeah.
You're making me realize how similar so many characters are. So many
Yeah,
anime.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, another
It's a-
one.
I know none of them
Yeah.
popped up into my
Another
head
one.
until you guys started saying them too. That's good.
Yeah, the spiders, I think, just because they were all different in their own way, but they all, well, not all of them, but a good, at least 5 of them was about the business. And some of them I wish we got to see more of. I think
Yeah.
that was criminal how they did the spiders.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
This manga right now they're doing. I think they're starting. They're still in it. They're
Yeah.
a big part of this new chapter.
I love to see it.
good.
Yeah,
same.
but yeah, I think that's who I think they remind me of.
It's a good
Did
point.
you get a chance to go, Keith? No.
Nah,
But-
I was gonna. My first thought was like the 5 Kage. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
y'all, a lot of y'all
Okay.
didn't watch
A little
Naruto,
bit.
but
Yeah.
like not in the sense like the ranking structure of like captains and Squad Zero, but just they're just a group of people that's like they all have unique skills.
Yeah.
And, together, unless they're fighting Madara,
Yeah.
they do work because you think they keep all the Jinchuriki in check. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Those are like the get second strongest people like in the Naruto verse. So it's
Yeah.
like they're that's what I
Yeah,
got.
that's good.
Next question. Do you think? Do you think it's cool that Ichigo is part of the Quincy, or is it just a cop out right now, Rob?
Honestly, I'm interested to hear what you all that have watched Bleach have to say about it because, like, to me, like, based on my understanding, that it's just like every single arc he fights somebody, there seems to be a reveal of just like, oh yeah, you're part Hollow. Oh yeah, you're part Soul Reaper. Oh yeah, you're part Quincy now. It's kind of just like, okay, like it seems like an opportunity, especially because his supporting cast is so lacking in a lot of ways. Like,
He's gotta
why
make
would
up for it.
you
Garbage.
allow them to like have their little moment? So I mean, I don't know. Is this like too much? Is this you're just like, all right, what isn't this guy at this point? Because if
Yeah.
it were me, I might react that way. But not having watched all of Bleach, I'd be like, in my context, I'm just like, okay, he's got half Soul Reaper, he's got half Quincy, but based on the context of what I've heard from everybody else, it seems like there's a whole lot in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a mutt.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
cluster
I mean, the
fucker.
Bleach guys are here,
Well,
so yeah.
to me, I feel like there was it feels like there was a reason why he would be both. Because his father hasn't shown up and his mother is gone. But I feel like someone was planning something at some point to make like a hybrid Soul Reaper Quincy type of being or Shinigami. And Ichigo is the result of that. And I feel like there's a purpose behind him being like that. It's not like an accident. It's not like his father and his mother would be mortal enemies because he's a Soul Reaper and she's a Quincy. There'd be a reason why they would have gotten together and a purpose behind Ichigo. So I feel like there's more to him than we even know. It's not just like a cop out, like, oh, he can do this, and that's why he can't be killed by the Quincy's.
Ice.
But even him being him being a hollow, like where'd that come from? Is that like?
I think it's all. I think they need all three.
How does he get there with his hollow mask?
I mean, Eisen kind of alludes to it a little bit. I think it makes sense it does make sense over the course of 300 plus episodes.
Sure.
How they do it. It wasn't just like, if it was like one battle and then he's fighting as I'm a Soul Reaper, I'm a Hollow, and I'm a Quincy. Like, if it all happened in one battle, I'd be like, all right, bro. But I think how they kind of bring it out more so in the back half of Bleach, but like throughout I think somebody even said in the chat there's foreshadowing before that they even say throughout, even in the very beginning.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. I'm not too worried about. I don't feel like it's a cop out. I think it makes the story even better for me.
Okay. Yeah. 'cause- Yeah. No,
I don't
go
think
ahead.
this was a plot device that was created for this series. I think, like I said, we go back and you watch the 268 episodes. I'm sure there's hints to his mother's actual heritage.
Okay.
And I also think too that it's like, I think this was something that Kuboto was his name?
Tight Kubo.
Yeah, Kubo. I think this is something that he knew at the end. Like he always knew throughout writing this that he was gonna be half Quincy, half Soul Reaper, part Hollow, all of that. At least that's what it feels like.
Okay.
Brennan.
I mean, somebody in chat said what I was actually about to say is I always found it interesting. I found that as soon as we saw the Quincy King, really interesting that he looks a lot like Zenitsu. That for those who don't know, that is Ichigo's sword.
Zangetsu?
Zengetsu.
I was like,
Zangetsu.
what?
Sorry,
His
Zangetsu.
name is like, I was like, what?
That's also remember Brennan's terrible names. But Zangetsu, he looks a lot like him.
Oh,
That's
he
true.
does.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He
I can
looks
see
a
that.
lot like him,
Yeah.
and
that's true.
you know he's always been drawn to Ishida. You know what I'm saying? For no reason, but apparently they're kin. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there has been clues. Rob, I think your entire dissertation of what might possibly be the feeling is definitely a feeling that I'm experiencing right now. It's just like, what the fuck can't he do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he always Captain Save-A-Ho?
Yeah.
And
I mean-
every single time thus far, though, there's been a good reason. So for me, I still have faith in the show, saying it probably is going to end up being a good reason. But you can always back your way into that corner. It's like, how do we make him, make this a good reason? I think it will be.
I forget in the first season, wasn't his mom killed in front of him by
Yeah.
a
By a
Hollow.
freaking regular Hollow. So that's my issue.
Well, the
Yeah.
thing, but hold on. But if the thing is, just because you're Quincy born doesn't mean you're a Quincy warrior.
Yeah.
know what
Yeah,
I'm
and
saying?
was
She
the
might not
Hollow
even
going
have
after
known.
him, or was the
She
Hollow
might
going
not have
after?
known.
Was the Hollow going after her or him?
I believe it was her, like, because the Hollow has this little thing where it lures people in, like, it has a lure on its head.
Right.
Yeah.
And it lured in, like, his mom or whatever. But she was, like, by herself.
Yeah, but
she
at the
was
same
with
time,
her.
to think
He
about
was
it,
with
like
Ichigo was there.
He felt
Yeah.
guilty because he almost he thought he caused her death, and he actually didn't. The Hollow was kind of after her the whole time, but was he? We don't really know because
But
of the
for
way.
me, I don't know.
things
Like,
were
so
the
some
Hollow-
people have already watched the next episode, and they're
It's-
telling us that this next episode
It's
looks like it's gonna
season
be
one.
More backstory.
Hollow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For him to be as strong as he is, I don't think his mom should have went out that way if she is supposed to be in Quincy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She might
and
have
we
not
ever,
known.
Have we ever come across
But
a
the thing
Quincy
is-
that didn't have Quincy
Well,
powers?
yes, but
Yeah, I mean-
if she hadn't been
Well, the thing
using
is,
them for
how-
thousands and thousands of
But
years,
these are the first Quincy we've come across, first and foremost. Secondly, all we've seen is the motherfuckers they send to battle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you assuming there's Quincy's without Quincy powers? Like,
What
there
about
isn't
like
one.
Uryu's dad? Because he's like just got
Yeah.
like a
He's
library.
chilling. He probably
Yeah.
has powers though because
oh, he
you
does.
know
He trained.
That's-
he trained-
Yeah, he does.
no, his
That's what
grandpa
I'm saying.
trained
So
her.
far in the
Well,
show,
no,
we
he
have
remember
not
he
seen a Quincy
retrained
that
him
doesn't
because he
have
lost
power.
his abilities.
Yeah.
and he-
But that
But-
doesn't mean they don't exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm
true,
saying.
but I'm just saying everything they've given me leads me to believe that she
But
should
we've
have
only
gotten
seen-
killed by that Hollow.
But we
Especially
only
If that's
see-
just in her
But,
blood,
but we only see we've only seen the Quincy's for this extremely
I
small.
accept that.
So
but
that's
that's,
what I'm
you gotta
saying.
think about this kind of like Tarble in Dragon Ball Z. Is like, yeah, he come from Saiyan blood, but he's fucking Tarble. Like he's a
Trash.
kid, like
He's
he's
weak.
trash. Like he's just chilling. Like yeah, the Prince of all Saiyans.
There's low level Saiyans for sure in there. They tell you that
Yeah.
there's warriors, and then it's kind of just like
Like, yeah, somebody
Yeah.
got to cook dinner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody got to wash the house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
And
he
if
might
there's a
have-
higher purpose, she was
Yeah.
like, "Well, I can't show myself because then
She could be
that'll
a healer.
give away all
Yeah.
these things. I have to die
Yeah.
here."
what if she's
Oh,
a healer?
So
Or
she
she
gave
might-
herself up
It's possible.
Yeah.
on some
'Cause
Harry Potter stuff,
there's
like
there's more to
power of
Ichigo
love
again
will save
than
my
we
son.
think.
Yeah.
yeah. And when I saw it, I mean, just I was kind of on Rob's side. I was kind of just like, all right, it seems like this could be a little bit of plot armor, but it's like if you guys
Literal plot armor.
That's
Literal,
why,
yes.
that's why I was looking at. I wanted to hear you guys more to Bleach people because I feel like y'all have seen why these things are happening, and if you give a good reasoning for it, like he's like, we did this because we needed you to bring the Quincy's and the Soul Reapers together, so we created you to do that. Then maybe whatever reason, but
I feel like because it's been a trend for the whole show, if they randomly gave one other side character this huge backstory, I'd be like, that would feel more weird than again giving Ichigo like another thing because that's just been the show. It's Ichigo's
Gotcha.
show from the beginning.
Gotcha. All right. So that was a we seen some pretty big reveals, anime in general, and then in the show we was like, all right, now he's half Quincy. That was at least for me. I was kind of like, oh shit, he's half Quincy. What are some of your favorite anime reveals? I guess we got limited to one because we're on a time frame. So
Yeah.
Anime reels?
Reveals.
Reveals,
yeah.
okay.
And there's so many. It doesn't have to
Man,
be
this
the
one was
best
tough.
one ever or whatever the case may be. For me, I think just Eren from Attack on Titan just kind of like making the switch and pretty much being the enemy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was just like I remember these new seasons when he showed up, I was like, oh, that is him. I was like, oh fuck, this is crazy.
That was fucking wild.
I was kind of just sitting there like, damn, I honestly didn't expect him to turn this side like this and being like, yo, fuck all y'all. Y'all all gotta go. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that crybaby ass motherfucker to be this person.
Yeah.
And he is literally, he's him right now in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just mine real quick. Keith, what you got?
Shoot, I don't know. This question was tough for me because when I was just thinking about like, what do you mean by like a reveal? It's like a transformation.
It could be anything. It could be
or-
like Trunks being Vegeta's son. It could be small.
twist.
Yeah, twist.
Twist.
It's like, what is your
Something
favorite?
that made you be like,
Twist.
oh, cool.
What a twist.
Yeah.
Honestly, I like Gohan Go Super Saiyan 2. Like because he was
Him
the first
being
one
the
to do
next
it.
one.
He was the
Being
first one to
next.
do it, and the way it happened, that whole transformation to me was like probably one of my favorites, like top transformations.
I mean, at the end of the day, I
I'm
was
with
still,
you.
I'm still, I was still expecting Goku to get it done. So I mean, that is a reveal. Just like, all right, like you said, the keys were being handed
Yeah,
over
he's
to
literally
somebody
like,
else.
no, he's stronger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
even
telling
when Goku
you.
gave up that fight,
Yeah.
that was something for me because that's like one of the only times in Dragon Ball where Goku doesn't save the day.
Be like,
I
nah,
mean,
I'm
he still
gonna-
kind of did.
Yeah.
but
That's true. All right, Rob.
The first thing that came to mind was the reveal of Pride's identity on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. If you haven't seen it, I won't divulge it. But like when I was just like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like they're going there because
bastard.
yeah,
that was
Yeah.
crazy.
man, yeah,
That
when
was
they,
crazy.
when they pulled
Yeah, it
that out, I
was.
was like, wow, this show is great. I mean, I'd loved it up till then and before then, but I was like, that was another level.
Ice.
There was, I don't want to ruin it for Naruto, but there was a reveal with Itachi. That reveal was probably that was
His
probably
motivations.
Yeah, that was probably a big one for me. I was like, I mean, it literally changed his entire character.
It does.
If Rob wasn't
100%.
watching it, I'd be like, just say it. 'Cause
And that's one of those things where I'm
Yeah.
like, I kind of know a little bit what's up just because just being in the anime world, like
Yeah.
you kind of can't avoid some spoilers.
Yeah,
Like
it's just
I don't know the
across.
specifics, but I know there's some shit there.
once the show has been passed on for years, it doesn't matter.
I can't
It's
even be
funny
that
too
mad.
because there's like a running joke with Naruto is like, how you feel about Itachi can let you know where you at in
Right.
the anime.
Yeah.
It's just
Right.
like, okay, how do you feel about him? Oh, okay, yeah, all right, I know where
That's
you're
a
at.
redemption arc for real.
Brennan?
Like, that was wild.
I would say I'll just to keep with the home team. I'd say when Ichigo was fighting Ikuria, and he went full hollow, like my nigga was dead.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that was hard.
You
yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Monster
He
mode.
was dead. Ichigo was dead. It was over. Or Hime was crying over him and trying to bring him back, and it was just like doo doo, like, and his heart started beating again.
That was hard.
He pulled up to one of the greatest fights in anime. To
You
me.
feel
you
like that
watched
fight was
Into
better than the
I-
Grimjaw?
Then what?
Than the Grimjaw fight?
I like that more than the Grimjaw fight
I feel
because
like
of what
the
it meant.
Grimjaw fight was shot better.
Yes,
Like-
and I mean this one was shorter for sure, but like the stakes were so much higher to
Yeah.
me.
I
It's like the
reckon-
feeling of it.
I
huh?
recommend Into the Hellverse, it's the Bleach movie, like the fourth one.
I've seen it.
They extend that fight.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, they do.
I
They
haven't-
extend,
yeah, I've
they
watched
extend
it,
it. It's
yeah.
really dope. I've
They-
seen it.
yeah,
That's how the
they
movie starts.
extend that
That's how
fight.
the
Yeah.
movie starts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. But yeah, that fight, like especially if you watch it from that version,
Yeah.
incredible
fire.
because it like it shows you more of Yukuria's
Yes.
powers.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the Murcielago.
Kiora,
yeah, but all I'm saying that reveal though when Ichigo goes full out of control,
Horns, everything.
hollow, and it just is a monster.
Yeah.
It changes the entire vibe of the whole show. And I loved it. I was just like, yo, like let him kill everything.
I mean, in the movie, it was like if he didn't get stopped, like he could have taken out like the Soul Society, like his.
He
power
would have
was-
taken out
his
all of
power was
H.O. Mundo.
ridiculous.
He
Like,
would have
it
taken
was-
out the entire H.O. Mundo.
What's it called, right?
Waco
Waco
Mundo.
Mundo.
What's it
Waco
called?
Mundo,
The
man.
What's it called? Hollow Land?
Hollow World.
Hollow
Killer
Land?
Cam, do you have a quick one?
Yeah, it would be the reveal of Ichigo's father being a Soul Reaper. Because up to that point, I didn't know he was good. But when that
that's a good
happened, I
one.
was like,
Yeah.
Keep it
this
in
changes
Bleach,
everything
yes.
because
Yeah.
now there's reasoning behind why he is who he is.
That was wild. I
That's
agree.
Yeah.
That was wild.
I think I texted you.
Yeah,
like,
you did. You were like, what is that?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
bro, we out here.
All right, so this might be more of a question for the Bleach people in here too. This is a Keith question. Who's your favorite captain? And follow up, who do you think will replace the head captain? Keith.
Well, my favorite captain is Kenpachi. Even though he didn't have a good showing in this
Shit,
arc.
none of them did.
Right, but we was talking before the podcast aired. Kenpachi has no L's up until this moment right here in the entire
Ichigo.
T of Bleach. That was a draw.
That was Aizen.
I don't call that an L at all.
Yeah, that was Aizen. Yeah.
Yeah, he pretty much just gave up. He's like, you won. He's like, you won because you knocked me down. And Kenpachi's like, ain't never really been like, ain't nobody fought me to a draw before. But he still, I don't think he got no L's. So he's my favorite dude. And then who's gonna replace the head captain? It seemed like right now that Shunsui was kind of like he kind of checked everybody. You know, I think he's one of the
Yeah.
oldest.
Yeah.
Well, because it's like 1, 2, and squads like 1, 2, and 3 are Soifun, Shunsui, and then the one I forget the guy with the white hair. Those seem to be the closest to
No.
Yamamoto.
White hair dude's 13.
He's
the
13?
one with the with
okay.
two katanas. Yeah.
Okay.
He was Rukia's captain. He's squad 13.
Okay.
3 used to be Aizen, so 3 got replaced by I think like one of the new visors, like
One of
either
the
Shinji
advisors,
or
yeah.
Rose or something like that.
I
and
like
then,
him. Even though he's a punk face.
Shunsui is 5, I think.
It's possible. I just think
Are
those
they
three are
do
the
they have them
closest
in
to
order
Yamamoto.
of like
Power? No.
not power, but like
Strength?
notoriety?
They're not ranked as
seniority.
They're not ranked
That's
in
what
the same
seniority.
way. It's kind
No,
of
because like
seniority.
squad 4 is like your the healing squad.
Yeah, they all
Squad
have like
11 is the
designations
fighting
that
squad.
way.
Like each squad
So it's
does
like what
have their
you
own
do.
thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the numbers aren't like the Arankars where it's like 1 is
one
this
is most
guy and
powerful.
then 2 is, but they're just kind of scattered about, but they all have serve different functions. Like 12 is research and development.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Got it. All right, Brennan, what you got?
His name is Shunsui. Sui?
Shunsui.
Yes, that's the same one he said.
Yeah, all day, all day. That's
for
my
the
favorite.
next captain, or your favorite.
No, he's my favorite and the next head captain. I think.
He ain't done nothing though.
They don't really
Not
show
yet.
how you become head captain though. They don't know if there's. We don't know. What
I think he's the. I think he's probably been around the longest.
Yeah.
I also think that he is probably the most powerful captain left.
He wasn't he under Yamamoto in one of those flashbacks? Like,
Yeah, he was-
Was he?
He was
was
the one
very
that asked
young.
him
Yeah, I
about
think
the-
he was like
Yeah,
super
I
young.
think-
So he's been there for a while.
I think he's
Yeah.
the only one that Yamamoto would be like remember when
Would give
he
it to?
yeah like no like Yamamoto was like yo when he showed up was like oh you're gonna fight me oh I guess I gotta
It
be
was both
serious.
of them though.
Yeah, I
right
know,
here.
but I
Yeah,
get it.
it was
But I think he was
both-
looking at him.
Yukitake.
Yeah.
But I think he was looking at him.
But
like,
he
'cause-
called them both to his children. He's like, man, this sucks. I gotta fuck my kids up.
Well, he
Like,
looked at
y'all
all the
my-
captains
Y'all
as
my
his kids.
But he
favorite.
was really gonna give it to
Yeah.
him.
No, he's gonna give it to him. But my point being is, I think that he is the strongest captain. He's one of the few captains that we haven't seen any part of his Bankai, and when we've seen his Shikai, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like his swords are so powerful, they're just like, yeah, turn fighting and life and death into a fucking game and change the rules of physics by that. So when he
He was
goes
barely
Bankai,
trying.
that's what I say. When he goes Bankai, his sword's already in Shikai, changing the rules and laws of physics and nature. So what's gonna happen when he does that shit for real? And the one time he almost went Bankai, all the other captains were like, no, like don't do it, like please, including the head captain.
Well, he's
Did the head
I don't
captain
think this
say
is a
that?
spoiler,
He wasn't there.
but
He
his-
wasn't there. I'm just saying, like,
His Bankai
No, I
has
thought
an
he
area
did.
of effect, just like Yamamoto. So that's why they
Yeah.
said no. He's got one of those Bankais where it's like if he releases it, everybody goes. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like it doesn't differentiate between enemies.
yeah, he
and
doesn't.
friends.
That's
He's
that
just
seems like a
yo,
really like a shitty Bankai to have. Like
Kinda,
when you
'cause you can't
when you
just-
fight with your homies, that he always has to fight alone.
Well, because the point of it's not. There's not really homies. Like if even what Yamamoto said, their purpose is to die protecting the Soul Society. So at the end of the day, if that's what they have to do, they all have to.
I get it, but I'm just
they
saying if you can
signed
avoid
up for
killing
it.
your homies, like
Yeah.
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
You know, but like, it's nice to know, Cam.
Yeah.
But
They
all
all
I'll say is
signed
that
the- they
he's my
signed the
favorite.
contract.
Yeah.
He's my favorite, and also he gets it in too. You know what I'm saying? He's super chill. He's super laid back. He's fun. He's funny. He's charming. He's like he's the person who's like out of all the captains, like yo, you want to hang out with any of them? It'd be like either him or Byakuya.
Yeah.
And Byakuya would
I
probably
wouldn't
fuck
hang out
with
with
me.
Byakuya. 'cause
He
Byakuya
wouldn't
wouldn't
ta-
fuck
he
with
wouldn't
me.
talk to you.
No.
Yeah, he'd be like, what the nigger?
Hey, yo.
Damn.
Hey, yo.
The hardy are.
God damn.
Look, Byakuya, remember how we treated Ichigo when he came to Soul Society?
Yo.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
but
much what he did. He's like, you're not a pure blood. What you think he's gonna do?
That sounds
Did
accurate.
you just call Byakuya Hitler, bro?
I think he's probably racist for sure. I like Byakuya, but he's probably racist.
He's a Shinigami. He doesn't understand.
To
what that is.
Shinsui's credit too, I want to say like because your Bankai is so deadly to everyone, I think that makes him stronger as a fighter because you have to rely on your Shikai. for
But they
most
said the
part.
same thing too about I don't know.
Well, go ahead and get
yeah, I
your
think
answer.
I would say Shunsui as the captain, but not as my favorite because his Bankai was kind of. I mean, his Shikai was kind of whack. Like the games and stuff. Like I get you make it sound a lot doper than what it is. That shit when you watch it, it's garbage. Like you watching it, it's like
everything
I'm
to you is
playing
garbage.
I'm playing tag and I'm above you and I have the higher ground, so I can go in the shadow and then hit you. Like that shit's fucking.
That didn't even
He has some
sound
shower
terrible.
power.
That's it.
No.
Like
He has
What
some
you just
shower power,
said
so
didn't even
basically
sound
he's like-
trash.
Half
He
explained.
can kind of always get the high ground somewhat. Like he can, if he's
It's like
below
playground
you,
games.
He uses one sword. If he's below you, that amps him up.
His
and
swords
if
are
he's
so
above
powerful
you-
that they were like, you know what? Like our Shikai, we're gonna play the games to entertain ourselves. You know, like he has to like he has conversations with the sword. Like, yo, guys, like you guys want to do this?
when you again, it sounds cool. When
It
you
is.
watching it,
I watched. I thought it was dope.
But the concept of it, like
you-
you know, like
you
if
just
it sounds
like-
cool. How does it
And
not
he
cool when
won.
you see it?
a lot of shit sound cool in theory.
I mean,
yeah,
that could
yeah,
be the case,
yeah.
for
But
sure.
you, and
But
y'all can.
again,
I'll find the
it's
clips.
ice.
I'll send you the clips, and y'all let me know.
Send me the clip. I'm
yeah,
down.
I'll send you the clip, and you're just like, all right, right, this is cool. But again, and if you like, oh, your Bankai is so crazy, so was Yamamoto's, and he still used it, and it went crazy, but people still lived.
Yeah.
So I don't think he got a Bankai that's on the same level.
Nobody was anywhere near him.
He was still in the Soul Society though, so like
Everybody in Soul Society lost all the moisture. They were like, "Oh shit!" Like everybody knew.
I don't know. I think as captain, just because he's level-headed and he can think things through, and he has the gall to fight Yamamoto, I feel like the leadership qualities he can be captain. But my favorite is Byakuya. I think that he. You know what he was. Nah, that's you just did that right now.
That was a hot take.
I mean, it wasn't.
That's
y'all
wild.
forget what season 2 was like? Do you forget how he treated Ichigo?
But everybody,
and his own sister?
Everybody
The
felt the
Hardy
same
He was
way.
going to kill his sister.
The Hardy R made it seem like he was fucking with him.
So you take a Hardy
the
R over
prejudice-
killing your sister?
You act like that
For some
wasn't
rules?
You act
Wasn't
like that
blood
wasn't
sister,
the
Brandon.
every.
sister.
But he raised her in his house.
But everybody, they were split in half because Yamamoto felt the same way that Byakuya did.
But that was
he was
his
ready to kill
sister.
his people over that.
His sister.
He was ready to kill his sons over that.
Like, we
So
disagree.
everybody
All I'm
else
saying
has
is
the same mindset. as he
Byakuya
did.
would have been the person like center like y'all cannot drink in this water
And did
fountain. I will kill you.
did he not change his mind?
You mean
Did he not
after
change his mind?
the whole thing was supposed to happen?
We got to start
After
wrapping.
you got his ass
We
whooped?
got to start wrapping.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have an opinion on this, Rob?
I'll just say Kenpachi if only because like he had a bad showing, but he had the best bad showing because he still like stabbed one dude. Said that dude was talking a lot, so I ripped his fucking throat out. And then the one dude that was kind of fun to fight was just because it was like fighting myself. He got washed after that by the Quincy King, but at least up until then, like
He
of
took
the
3 of them
captains,
down.
Actually,
Nobody else got it.
For the record,
Yeah.
it wasn't the Quincy King. It was a guy impersonating
It was
Quincy
his.
King.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I don't know how that works either, but
yeah,
So that make his L even worse.
That's my
but
point.
at the same
That's my
time, he's
point.
the only captain that got a Stern Ritter.
Yeah.
He got 3 of them.
He got
by
3 of
got
himself.
3 of them
Yeah.
by
That's true.
himself.
Everybody else got washed.
So I'll say that-
So at least he got
He's better
washed
than
by-
Yamamoto because Yamamoto couldn't even get him.
Yamamoto got 2 of them.
Yamamoto got 1.
No, he got
He
2.
got
He
three.
He got
burned the
3.
ones that came up after him behind
Oh,
him.
yeah.
right.
He
first
got
got
4 of them because
Yeah.
he unzipped that first dude.
Yeah.
Which is like
Yeah.
my buddy is rolling over in his fucking grave with how shit your like Bankai was. He killed
That's
him,
right. Yeah, he fucked him up.
roasted him, and then 3 other dudes came in, and he's just like, I don't have
So then
time.
it's 5 because he
Yeah.
killed the
Because he
fake.
got the imposter, too.
He
Then
killed
he killed
the
the yeah.
imposter.
So
yeah,
he
killed the imposter.
Yeah, he got a lot of people.
But
He
he's
racked
head
up
captain,
almost a
so
half
you give
dozen.
him that. But
Yeah.
then, like I said, Kenpachi
But he also got sliced in fucking half. So.
Oh, I guess I wasn't considering Yamamoto as a captain because I just assumed he was like in
Yeah,
charge.
we
I
don't
didn't think he
count
counted.
He's head
Yeah.
captain.
Yeah,
So
we
he
don't
don't
I
count
mean,
we don't count.
if okay, I would pick him if I could, but like I do like Shunsui what I've seen of him because he did get his whole entire eyeball shot out and was just like, all right, let's keep going. And then he was the only one afterwards that was just like, we have a job to do, we have to think about that job, and we have to keep doing that job going forward. So you know, and he would want us to do that. So you can get all your crying stuff done now, but tomorrow it's back to fucking work.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if there's going to be somebody in charge, I feel like it's got to be him.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't really have too much of a dog in this fight. I did like how I don't know any of these names here, but like the dude with the rose petals, I think he would be super
Byakuya.
dope.
Byakuya,
Yeah, I think he'd be super dope. That's the racist one you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It should look dope.
He is
but-
dope. But
And then as a head captain, I mean, I really don't have anything on this, but I'll say the same dude with the eye patch that took out 3 of the whatever.
Kenpachi?
Yeah, just because strength, and I feel like they're gonna have to follow him now because he's the only one that's strong enough to fuck people up like that.
He'd be a terrible leader. But
His look is wild too.
he's dope, but he doesn't care about anything but fighting. So I'm saying he wouldn't be a good leader for the Soul Society because, like, I feel like he's always just like, just fuck him up. You know, like he's not coming up with a plan. He's
Plan
like,
and be like, all right, we can't just fight them. This is not worth it, or whatever the case may be. That's fair.
but he's
I don't know
your,
much.
He's
Yeah,
your gun though. You point him and then you let him go.
Yeah, you're Wolverine. Just
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
get into the action.
you need your Cyclops. and
You got your
can't
time
be
and your place.
Yep. Right.
All right, so
Cyclops trash.
last question, man, because we had a few more, but we got to wrap this up. Last question: which of these 2 animes that we're watching right now are you more interested in reading the manga? Ice.
I would say Bleach. I think that reading this is more so for you guys than myself, but both of these animes are so well animated. I kind of don't want to ruin them. Like if I wasn't already up to speed on Chainsaw Man, then I probably would just wait. And then also too with Bleach, I kind of want to go ahead. But this is animated so great that I just want to watch it happen in real time. I guess real time in quotes, but like if I had to read one, it'd be Bleach because I want to see what these Squad Zero is about.
Is Bleach done? Manga wise?
Almost. He started back writing it.
I'm about to say I think
I thought Bleach
Oh, no,
was
it's
done.
done. Yeah, it's
though.
done. It's done.
Because this is the
Yeah,
last.
Yeah, it's done.
This arc was just never ended.
Yeah, it's
animated.
done. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
been done
This
for a
arc's
while.
been done.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been
it's
done
been
for a
done.
minute.
Like
Yeah, it's been.
like 10 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Is it
it's
10
old.
years?
Yeah.
That long?
It's
Somebody
been a
said-
while.
Yeah,
It's been a good minute.
Yeah.
Good minute.
So
I don't know if
they're,
it's 10
so
years
they're,
exactly.
so they're adding more.
Don't
so
quote
he started
me,
writing
but
the
it's
manga
been-
now?
I don't know the currency of the manga story. I just remember this actual arc had been around for a while. They just ended Bleach, and then I think the manga may have gone on a little bit longer. But to my knowledge, he stopped the show for some other reason. I think he actually stepped away from a lot of things, and then just has come back with this newest arc.
Didn't he get sick or
I think he got sick.
It was hard for him to draw or something like that, or
Happens
to
with a
write.
lot of these guys. It seems like.
I mean, I've talked to an artist friend of mine that he was saying he doesn't even draw that much because it hurts.
Damn.
I think it can be tough on your posture and your hands.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense. Brennan,
2016.
would you rather read Chainsaw Man or Bleach? Bleach. Keith.
Oh, definitely Bleach.
Bleach.
100%. If
Killer
I was
Cat.
going to read anything, I don't read manga, but I always told myself the first
Trash.
one I would read was Bleach because I just wanted to know. And then I actually started reading 1,000-Year Blood War, and then I heard it was going to be animated, so I just stopped immediately. And I was like, well, I'm just going to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Killer Cam.
Oh, definitely Bleach. I haven't even watched any Chainsaw Man.
Even listening to you guys talk about it, Bleach.
Right.
Honestly, I actually this might be a surprise. I probably will pick Chainsaw Man. If only because it feels like we're so much earlier in the story that it'd be there's more ahead versus at this point I don't know that I would go back and watch Bleach because I feel like I've seen what happens now.
Same.
So though I'm enjoying Bleach more as far as the two shows, I'd probably go with Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I literally had Chainsaw Man also. And I'm thinking about even actually just going to start reading it. Just I jumped in on My Hero, just pick up and then go from there. Wherever the episode is, just start from there. Not even start from the beginning, and then start reading it from there.
Yeah.
So let's get into our dislikes and give our scores for these 2 episodes of Bleach. Let's start off with Keith, you the guest, man. Go ahead, bro.
All right.
2
Likes and
episodes.
dislikes. I like that they kind of let me breathe a little bit. Because I was stressed every week. But I also dislike the fact that they let me breathe a little bit. I kind of wanted to keep going, but I understand this is necessary for the character development and stuff like that. Because right now they're not ready. They can't handle it. So they need their montage and everything like that. But Bleach is my favorite anime. So there's not a lot of dislikes going on here.
At least you own it.
I got bias for real. So yeah, I love it. I'm loving what's happening. I've got some spoilers because after Bleach ended, I was all over the internet trying to figure out what's happening. So I've seen some Bankai. So I know that some people are going to get active later on because their Bankai's already been written and stuff like that. You here for the end of the show? And then so right now, because it slowed down a little bit, I'm not going to give it as high as the scores I was before because it was hi baby. Because it was on it was on 9,000 for me, but now with this episode going down, I'm dropping down to probably 8.
So you gave those episodes with Yamamoto a 9,000?
Oh god.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit.
Brennan didn't agree.
Yamamoto did his there's nothing he left on the table.
And
You know what I'm saying?
that's where I'm coming from. But Brennan's point was he thought with Yamamoto being the head captain that he should have known that it was a duplicate, it was a
I'm
clone.
not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to that.
But how? Clearly, the Sternritters have technology that the Soberers know nothing about.
I still feel
So
like
it's how
since
you
he's
supposed to know?
go ahead and give your take then, Brennan. Go ahead.
On the episodes or what he just said?
Well, that and
Both.
then
So for me, I thoroughly enjoyed, like you said, the break that came up, but I also enjoyed just getting kind of the backdrop and also meeting Squad Zero. I think Squad Zero is absolutely super dope and brings a lot to, brings a whole bunch to this. Oh, he is? Okay. But brings a lot to it, and I'm really excited about that. I want to see them get into it, but I also do want to get a more backstory and understand the context of how we got here, because a lot of shit just started happening. You guys remember the beginning of Bleach in this particular season was literally Ichigo be hi, and then people just showing up and just lighting people up. And so now it's let's actually get some context, let's rebuild, let's learn a little bit about the royal palace, because we've never even heard anything about it. And possibly learn something about the Soul King, whatever it is. I'm really excited for that. So I enjoyed all that. This is also one of my favorite anime. There wasn't much that I didn't like in these episodes.
Is Bleach your number one?
I don't know. I'll think about that. I don't know. It's up there though, for sure. It's one of the anime that allowed me to get into anime in the way that I have.
Was this was this week to week for you?
Yeah, I was watching it when it was coming out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I watched a huge amount of them, and then the last couple months was that.
That's how I did with Naruto.
And so Yeah, man. I'm gonna give this like a 7,800. Only reason the slow down. You know what I'm saying? It slowed down, but at the same time, it's still amazing.
What about the Yamamoto episodes? Where you giving those in?
Probably like a 8,300, 8,400.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, but the big thing for me is just like my argument that I made was that the reason why Yamamoto should know that there's a plan for Yamamoto because Yamamoto is the only real threat in Soul Society. So anytime anybody comes to Soul Society, understand it's never going to be a straightforward battle. Right. There's never been an enemy that has existed that can go toe-to-toe with him. He even says that, you know what I'm saying, on multiple occasions. Like, no one can fuck with me. He says it all the time. He knows that. You know what I'm saying? So if you know that nobody can directly mess with you, you have to understand that everybody's indirectly going to be coming at you. And you think the king, the guy who you already beat, is going to show up, stand in front of you, and use the same powers you've seen before?
I would think of every plan that can possibly be against me if that was me.
That's what I'm saying. And so for me, it's like
he was so enraged in that moment.
I get it, and they did a good job but it's like this is war, bro. Like you have to understand, like in war, it's never just the bullets and the bombs. It's like there's psychological warfare that goes into this, and he fell right into it.
But at the same time, this is not Naruto where substitution or clones are a thing.
I'm talking about
there's never been preface. Nobody has ever.
Every time anybody's fought Yamamoto, they've never come at him directly. Aizen didn't even come at him directly. You know what I'm saying? Like every single person that's come to him in any way, shape, or form.
They didn't come to him. Yamamoto came to them.
I get it, but my point being, but they knew Yamamoto was going to be there. They had a whole plan. They had a whole plan,
exactly.
And they were still in Soul Society. You know what I'm saying? Like they did everything. He means Yamamoto flew over to where he was.
Yeah.
But my point
I was reading something. I wasn't being you.
Oh, but my point being is that if Yamamoto is the king of the captains or the head captain that's supposed to be protecting Sarietti, that's his whole job. Where's the strategy? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like he literally just sits up there. It's like nobody can fight me. And then it's like when it's time for him to fight, he doesn't even think twice about being like, I'm the most powerful person on this battlefield. Why would anyone want to stand and go toe-to-toe with me like this that they already know they're going to lose and then have the look in his eyes that he had the whole time Yamamoto was releasing his Bankai. He released his Bankai. That little dude was like, he's throwing up barriers and stuff. Like he's trying to stop him. He's not trying to actually fight him. He's just trying to survive. And through 4 different directions that you're throwing your Bankai in, north, south, east, and west, you never once thought to think like, I think the guy will put up a better fight than this. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know what the fight was like 200 years ago.
And if the fight was like that 200 years ago, why would you show up and get the same L? It doesn't make sense. You spend 1,000 years doing the same thing. And so for me, I refuse to believe that Yamamoto, like that, all the things we built up of a guy who's ruled this entire area, this world for 1,000 years is dumb enough to get played by somebody in a doll costume, pretty much.
But I mean,
you get old.
Hold on.
Looks like a duck, quacks like a duck.
At the same time, it wasn't just that battle that set him up. They set him up when they showed up 5 days ago.
I understand all that, but I'm just saying, like, if you're Yamamoto, you have to think, what are they thinking? He never took that thought once. He was always just like, oh, wait till they show up. I'm going to light them up. That was it.
So you gave your scores and everything?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Yeah. No, I mean, I wasn't trying to cut you off. But I mean,
You
I know
definitely were.
I'm trying to say we almost 2 hours in.
So then, yes, you were trying to cut me off. It's okay. You can cut me
I'm
off.
trying to say it in a nice way, but
Well, no, I wanted to just, I mean, to say to that, I actually agree 100% with everything that Brandon was saying. I was just like, I'm like, if you're the boss, like I said, I'm thinking of every fucking thing possible that can ever come my way.
Yeah, you got to think of it.
But are you being reserved because of that?
Yes.
'Cause, like,
he didn't have to do all that to defeat that guy.
Exactly.
He could have beat him with the first North. He could have
Yeah.
been like, boop,
No.
tip of the
He
sword
wanted to
on you.
show off, like he wanted.
I
To
think,
me,
I think that was for us. Like,
It was for us.
sure.
It
For
definitely
sure.
was.
Yeah.
For sure, but I think he was
Well,
trying
and there
to.
would be
I
no
don't think
show.
he needed to
There
go
would be no
Bankai
show. He was
to
like,
beat
"Ha, I know what you guys are doing." Like,
I honestly don't even think he had to go Bankai to win that fight.
I don't think he did either. And then also too, I was still just being like, "Yo, he's out of here for real. Like he's dead.
Yeah.
Like, he's in half.
Oh, he's gone.
He got
gone.
cleaved.
I was like, well, maybe he's not dead. It's like, no, he's fucking.
If I am
dead.
the head captain, my goal is to
I'm
always
back.
use as
Sorry,
little
listening.
power as possible
Yeah.
to win whatever I can. I never go all out unless it's life or death. He was not in a life or death
100%.
situation.
I am with Brennan on this. Just to get
I
my
hear
quick
that.
scores in.
So the fighting stuff is 9,000
Yeah.
easily. His powers 9,000 easily. The context makes no sense.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't give it a 9,000.
that makes some sense, but
yeah. I mean, I think again, whatever. Just for time. But.
All right. Well, I mean, for these 2 episodes, I like how they got it in on that first episode. This show has been all gas, no break at all, and I'm with it. And to be honest with you, I don't think we necessarily needed. Well, we do. You did need a break because it's like they're getting smoked out. They needed to recover and figure out a plan. Did I think it needed to be this silly? I think this show could have stayed kind of dark in a sense and still kind of recovered in a dark way and be like, all right, we got to get shit together. This has been kind of crazy, blah, 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 blah. The silliness is kind of just like whatever to me because I didn't necessarily
It's
laugh
the way
at
Bleach
it.
is.
Yeah,
It's
I don't know too much about that. So I was just like, it's whatever. So that kind of like was whatever to me. So the scores for this week, I mean, Bleach has still been high. The show is still in the 7,000s for me, 7,500 for these 2 episodes. I still thoroughly enjoyed, and I know this show's about to go back to the smoke in probably the next 4 to 6 episodes. Rob.
Yeah, no, I don't really have anything new to add to it. I agree. This is obviously like a breath of air after like just being, an absolute marathon the last few of just like, thing after thing after thing happening. You need this kind of moment. That being said, like, these are the first couple episodes where I'm just like, you probably don't call up all your friends that are watching it afterwards to be like, oh my God, did you see that episode? Because it's just like there wasn't as much happening. That being said, it's still good. I think there's good setup. I have to imagine if I were a Bleach fan, like even this stuff is just like, man, they're giving me everything I want, all the like tying up all the loose ends and like their characters, like it feels like they're giving nods to that I'm not catching. Like at one point there were a couple people that like when they took off to go to the Soul Castle or whatever. And the girl that sent him there was just like, all right, you guys go training because, like, I'm going to put you in the fight next time.
They
I'm
don't
like,
know who any of those guys are.
I don't know who a single person. But, like, he gave that look
Other
over the
clan,
shoulder.
yeah.
The
Bringers,
smile,
the
like,
I forgot. You guys have no idea.
They
who
helped
the
each
characters
go
are.
get into
I don't
the
remember
Soul
that part.
Society the first time he ever got there.
Yeah, they helped him get. They knew how to get into the
Yeah.
society undetected.
And that dude that she was talking about sitting in the battle, like he kind of got beat up pretty bad.
That was the last dude,
He was
right?
their friend. Yeah.
That was the last villain too. That was with them too.
What you
The
mean?
the bringers, whatever the dude with the jacket.
the jacket.
The last dude that he.
You mean the last arc? You mean the last arc?
Yeah,
side
the last arc.
None of the characters in the side arcs exist.
What do you mean?
They're not real. The side arcs aren't actual.
No,
part of
the
it.
last guy that Ichigo fought before this, after Aizen, they're in it too.
With the
Yeah.
the
The
The Hellbringers.
Fullbringers, that's
Oh,
their
the
name.
Fullbringers.
guy with like
Yeah.
the bowl
Yeah.
cut.
are in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they're in there.
That being said, it was cool. I'd probably give it I'll give it a 7,500 just because it's like there wasn't as much for me to grab onto. And it wasn't as much fun. There's a lot of me just going like, okay, I'm sure this means something to somebody, but not really much to me. That being said, like I still can kind of keep up with what's going on, and this is going to be that next reload phase before they get right back into it. I think.
Yep.
So 7,500.
Ice, close this out.
It was good, man. It was a good breath of fresh air. It was good to see those new people. I think Yoriichi is black, but I think outside of that, we haven't had a lot of black characters, so it was really cool to see another black
She gone?
character. Who?
Yoriichi?
She
No,
doesn't
she
work
was-
around.
Yeah.
She's very much a stealth,
Yeah.
so she'll
Yeah.
probably pop
Yeah,
up in
she'll
some.
pop up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew what was going on.
There we
I
go.
think to see a black character and for him to be dressed the way he was with the bubble vest, I think that just made the two episodes for me just to see his swag and his personality, and I want to see more of him. I want to see the rest of Squad Zero. I am interested in something they touched on one of these episodes is the squad before the 13 that we have now.
Yeah.
I think that's super
Yeah.
dope. I want to go into their guys. So the Zero and the original 13,
It was
those
like
guys
they were
look
dark
fucking
and
crazy.
about it.
I
too.
believe
Yeah.
I saw or heard, and maybe you guys in the group chat can correct me if I'm wrong, that they might be doing a spin-off like prequel series
heard
about
about that
that,
too.
Yeah.
about those 13 core
Which would be
arc
dope
captains.
because I don't
Yeah.
know if they're integrated into the main story or not. But either way, I'm down for it. It was cool. It was much needed because again, you don't want to keep pushing the story forward by having losses. So I think that was a really good thing for them, and I'm not too concerned with the Quincy stuff. I think that's cool too if they write it well. So all in all, it was a good stretch of episodes. I'll give it a 7,200.
200. All right.
Cool.
So we want to thank everybody for coming through. As always, glad to have the whole squad back in the building.
Gang.
Cam, do you have anything quick to wrap it up with too? How you feel?
I believe everything. I support everything.
I
close the
think everybody said. All right, but thank you, Keith, for coming through, man. Special guest. Appreciate you, dog, for coming
Appreciate
through
y'all
and
letting me
showing
be here.
showing some love, man.
Nice to meet Ice.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
finally
Yeah.
talking to him, going back and forth with him for 4 years now.
Yep, I'm the special guest though.
Yeah.
So we had.
Thank you, Brendan, for staying.
Yeah, Brendan was gonna dip out, but he stayed through. So appreciate that, Brendan. Yeah, so drop your stuff. What are your
You can follow me on IG at Young Keith, and then Keith Poley on Facebook.
Keith Keef.
Keith.
Oh,
Young Keith. Yeah, Youngkeef.
Yep. All right. Brennan or yourself.
Brennan produces, BRENNON produces on Instagram.
All right, Ice.
Ice McGowan, Ice McGowan on YouTube. I'm starting this show called That's Chaotic, so please send me like any movies, clips, not live action clips, but like clips of anime stuff, cartoon stuff, but like something that you feel is super chaotic and wild. I'm gonna be talking about that, so please subscribe to my YouTube and send me stuff. Please send me stuff. I want to talk about it. I'll shout you out with that info when you give me that info.
All right, Killer Cam, Stickman Studios, no C, just the K's up on there. Rob, who you got for us this week?
I had an artist, but honestly, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'm just going to give a shout out to our fans. We got some really great fans,
Yes, we
between
do.
Keith just, pulling up and telling us about Comic-Con. We got people that were sending us all their Spotify Wrapped lists up on their,
Yeah.
top listens. Shout out to Charles
to y'all.
and Chris on Instagram who sent me some messages about that, and Sapphire and JV and our
Shout out to Charles Hill.
Patreon that hit us up to just tell us how much they enjoy the show. So yeah, thank you all for listening. Thank you all, especially those who were in the Patreon, but even those who just like reach out to us to let us know what the show means to you. It really means a lot. We do this for you guys.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Same with what Rob said. I think I got some of them down. Slate D Biggs, Legion of Nigel. Some of these are kind of covered up. Hashwell Dunn. Somebody else. Splashy. It looks like.
Slate
It's
D
Just
Biggs, I
Rogue.
think it was Slate. Shout out to him. I've talked to him a couple times. Slate D Biggs, I think it is.
Chris D Grand. There's a few others that gave us a shout out for their us being there, at least in their top 5 podcasts.
For somebody to spend 2,000 minutes plus, from some people's 4,000 minutes,
It's crazy.
listening to us.
I know.
When we talk about, I mean, man, we want more fans, but it's just like they even have that being done by even 5 to 10 people, more. I'm sure
It's
more.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Very humbling.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
very, very humbling. So we appreciate all of our fans, man. Y'all tune in weekly for us.
Thank
and
you,
more.
guys.
And Keenan Baker on every single thing as always, man. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. Oh, maybe before that, My Hero next week and Mob Trash Show next
I was
week.
gonna say
also.
Mid-Psycho.
fuck
Yeah,
outta here.
Mid-Psycho, there it is. Mid-Psycho season 3. Next
I'm
week.
not against that name right now.
Right now, yes. Those episodes will be those next 2 episodes. So make sure you tune into another episode of Animeshun.
And so anime was solved forever.